How dare you accuse me?
This is gonna be a time.
That's
time
interesting.
and a half. What?
Okay, I just have to keep an eye on the levels because there's some points where we're all like really loud, and then some points where we're not.
Well, when we laugh all at the same time. All right, we're gonna do a video.
I mean, that's a good point, Lee. It might be that.
Hey, what's up? Hey, people, what are we doing?
What are we doing?
I don't know.
We're
What are we
playing
doing?
D and Dizzle.
Thank
hello?
you for the lurk, Jesse.
What are we doing?
Playing D and Dizzle. He's right.
Twitch.tv/NerdDelight.
Oh, you got your pop saw yet?
Is that the end?
Perfect.
Hello? What are we doing? Twitch.tv/NerdDelight. Hey,
I
people.
just noticed it. Pointing your phone at me.
In the case.
And the kid. Yeah, sorry. I guess I assumed that. That was like the textured one.
You know what's not great? That the case arrived after the pop socket, so I had to wait.
Oh, it's the worst. Where is my phone?
Bruh, my skin be doing some stuff today, my guy.
Hey, good thing I caught that because that was all copyrighted music. What is it?
Nah!
It's fine.
Fake.
It was quiet enough. I hope.
You're quiet enough.
Thanks.
Wow.
Delicious. I need to see if it's working on YouTube.
Jesse's the fucking worst.
You lurked on Twitch, right, Jess?
Yeah.
D and Dizzle.
D and Dizzle. I don't know what to say.
The
Actually.
Dizzle Lees.
Did you tell me when I'm live? The bot's not running? Yeah, no shit. Thanks a lot, Stream Owens. Oh, wait, that was sound alerts. Whoopsies. I have to actually disconnect that because that doesn't even work because I don't have biddies and I don't have channels.
Why is my nose ring itchy?
Bless you.
I apologize to everyone on the mic. Stop. Honestly, it is.
Did you say that in a way?
I will say it is really loud.
What?
I don't need
Him
that.
doing that near the mic.
It's
it is-
ASMR.
It's peaking. No, but it's like peaking
It's
the mic.
ASMR.
It's not.
It's
the
ASMR.
It's peaking the mic.
It's also right on top of the mic.
He's. Never mind.
What?
Nothing.
Oh, that's weird. The magnets kind of repel each other.
Just either magnets.
No, like, I know, but like, having them next to each other, like the two separate sets repel each other.
Yeah, they're magnets.
I know we are. I just didn't think they were that strong enough to.
Oh, every magnet repels each other on the north side. What?
I don't know.
I mean, he's not edging the mic. He's peaking the mic.
Yeah, it's close enough, you know. Edging the peak. Peeking the edge,
Hello,
if you
Gods,
will.
episode 4, part 4.
Sound alerts.
Oh, let me tweet, because we're live.
Yank.
Here also, don't worry.
Welcome back to Isle of the Gods, part 4.
I seriously need I need another face cam.
Bruh. No, you don't. You want to know how I know?
You know what?
Only one likes to work at a time.
It's
Well,
fun.
the whole thing is, we actually can't use... When me and Jesse did Two Idiots on a Couch, this camera sucked for that too, because it can't pick up two subjects at the same time, and I
Yeah.
can notice that when I'm looking at both of you.
Oh, because it doesn't,
One of you is blurring, whoever's
Why don't
like,
you
a
just
little
set
bit
it off,
closer.
don't have it focus. Just do,
But if you manually focus, you'll have to pick a point, and the point
Why
won't
don't you just
focus
pick a
both of
center?
you. Huh?
you can't pick the center? It
If I
doesn't do,
pick
like,
between
out?
both of you, it doesn't like,
Oh, okay.
do that. I mean, I can try.
No, I
and
know
see
what
if
you're
it'll
saying.
fix it, but it sucks, but...
Bruh, how do you know that?
I know it sucks,
Don't. Everything's like nice and at their max
Actually,
value.
that's
Oh,
a tiny
fuck
bit
you.
better.
Lucky.
Huh?
Yank.
Oh.
Aw. He wasted a nat 20.
Dude, that's Jesse's
I don't think
life.
I was gonna roll that.
Jesse
dice
talks about
anyway.
rolling shit every time because he wastes all his good rolls dry rolling all of the time.
Yeah. Mr. Lloyd.
If
dice
we've
over
learned
there.
nothing,
don't have
never do
loaded
it
dice.
dry.
No, well, I mean, that's not true. But for dice rolling, don't ever dry roll.
Lube it on up.
Lube
Lube up
it
your
on up.
dice. Hawk. No, I'm sorry.
Gross.
No?
And it's alive.
Yeah, so I don't know why I buy fries from there every time because I just never eat them.
Bruh, what is your problem? They say They won't run away. Fixie's only pretty when it's sung by Coldplay.
Yeah.
They'll kiss me, manic dream pixie. Don't wanna love me 'cause it feels too risky.
I should probably pull my
And
notes.
I understand. You're welcome. That'll be about Tree Fitty. That was me
Right.
serenading.
So the lucky thing to do is put all your dice at max value.
Hello? At what?
Max value.
Why?
It's just the lucky thing to do.
Who's decided
Don't-
that? Who's
Stop-
decided?
Stop asking questions.
Stop asking questions. That was still the funniest shit. We need to go back and clip that.
We also, I think, didn't we?
I don't know.
I think it might
Am I
be.
missing a dice?
Because I remember seeing
A
it.
die?
Unless we just went back and
Stop
watched it,
asking questions.
But we also, yesterday we planned Jesse's cosplay out. His Jedi cosplay.
I'm not a
What did I
Jedi.
mean?
I'm a
For
Jedi.
what?
Just he
Just
wants to
cuts. Oh, no.
cosplay.
I didn't know if like there was an event, a thing planned. That was my question.
No, we do have incentives to do a Lord of the Rings themed
Yes,
cosplay.
which I'll have to figure out
At
if we hit that.
$250. Huh?
I'll have to figure that
It's
out.
alright, we're incredibly far. We probably won't get it, so you're safe.
I'm safe. We can extend it. Don't ask questions.
It wasn't just for the month of November, so it is for a little bit longer, but
They say they won't
it'll
want
probably be till the end of the year because I started it like 2 days ago or whatever, 3 days ago, so it'll probably be till Christmas.
No one saw that.
I mean, they all did.
So
'cause
it was
we're
like-
live, so.
It's not like that. I mean, it's more or less like that.
Did you post in announcements? Okay.
But the
Oh, that's cool.
clone armor.
Are you gonna make it? Or are you gonna
Yeah, I'm gonna buy.
pieces?
I'm gonna buy EVA foam and craft it.
Oh my god, stop.
And then leather for the belt, and then claw. He's gonna buy a black bodysuit for the underneath, and then we need cloth for the underneath of like the neck piece.
Well,
And
don't
then
worry.
EVA
If you
foam
give me a
for
little
the
bit of
rest
time, I'll know how to sew.
Well, that's what, because also his sister has a sewing machine.
Ridiculous.
It's just
What
missing.
the fuck?
Yeah, it's just missing a part. But I also said that too. I was like, well, he has a sewing machine, so if we have to sew. Luckily, I think the
Give
only.
me the chance to fuck it up.
Nick, I think luckily the only thing he has to sew is the top like
Mm-hmm.
tunic part.
My first hand sewing attempt didn't look like trash, and I fixed it today
No, it looked
because there
cool.
was a gap.
Well, that's not good.
No. I need to order the eyes and nose.
Your
Noses.
eyes and nose.
Like I need to order the beads.
Your
to, like-
head, shoulders, knees,
Yeah,
and
for.
toes.
Did you get googly eyes? For like $5.
Can I sit next to someone else?
No, it's just you two, unfortunately.
Why can't I sit next to Compassion?
Technically, you're sitting next to Hexley. And Cole.
Hexley didn't want to go to the library with me. Fuck Hexley.
I can't believe you took that personally.
No, I didn't.
No, I'm kidding.
And Compassion made fun of me for sleeping
You asked
arrangements.
a dumb question. Come on.
Apparently. I disagree, but
Everyone, my favorite thing was that even Leah was caught off guard by that too. Was like, yeah, well, we know the sleeping arrangements. Like, why are you asking this? That was my
Wow.
favorite part.
so you're telling me that like just in the spur of the moment, like you wouldn't, you're traveling with people like months at a time, and you assume you
Let's
have
just
sleeping
say it's
arrangements.
me, you, and Leah, and Compassion, right? And let's say Compassion and Leah always share a room. For the last like
What if
6
they don't
months,
want
they've
to?
always shared a room.
I
Hold
don't-
on.
I don't assume.
No. I
Let's
agree with
say
you on
that
that, but it
always
would have
did
been, in my opinion, it would have been different if you said, "Hey, do we want to change up the sleeping arrangements tonight and like
Yeah.
change where people are staying?" But you just said, "What are the sleeping
The question-
arrangements?"
the like point behind the question
Really,
wasn't
we're
stupid. It
assholes.
was
That's
the
the
way
takeaway.
the way the question was asked. Compassion that was stupid. I don't actually
say
think
it's
the question's stupid. I just thought.
I want you to know Savma feels really bad
it's
that
stupid.
they made you feel
I get
the
it.
way
It's
that
fine.
you felt.
It's fine.
I'm
I get
No,
it.
no,
I get
Savma
it.
really feels bad about
I'm
it.
just a
like,
big dumb
truly.
animal.
Leah is laughing at you, but Savma feels really bad. Savma feels guilty.
I've only traveled with you guys for four games.
No, not me.
4 games.
You've been with Savma for months.
4 games.
You've literally sessions. You've been with Savma
Sessions.
for months.
Look at him dry rolling.
I'm picking the dice
It
for
doesn't
today,
matter
okay?
how many times I tell you guys to lube up your dice. You just fucking ignore it. It's
Alright, I'm using
ridiculous.
this one today, and then I gotta pick a not metal one because you guys would get mad because the metal ones roll really well.
Bruh,
do.
your metal dice theory is fucking bullshit. I roll my metal dice, get the same fucking numbers my resin
can
dice
you let
get.
her roll one of your metal dice? Your
I
black
only
and
used
gold one.
that one. Yeah,
That's the good one, right?
it's a pretty good one. It's kind of filmy sometimes. I mean, it's not gonna help.
It's a 4.
Dude, he said black and...
Just let her
So, well, here's what I'll say.
fucking odds.
How did I perfectly do that?
That
It's
was
right
by
there.
you, Jen.
Oh
Oh
my
no.
god. How
Wanna
did
try
I
that
do
again?
that?
These dice are the
No.
ones...
I'm
What if-
sorry.
What if there's ranch or something on his plate?
I'm sorry.
And she really lubed up my dice.
Yeah, I was trying to help because the dry
These-
rolling's
so
not working.
these dice, the whole reason I got this green set was because the red set that I got I really liked and they rolled really well. However, these two dice are also the dice where I rolled nat ones twice
And
with
died.
advantage.
Yeah.
So that happened twice. Well, I
They
died only
say
one time from it.
They won't run away. Fix You's only pretty when it's sung by Coldplay.
All right, ready?
I think so.
Cool. Jesse thinks so.
I think so.
I think I'll play music.
What?
Maybe I'll play music through my phone. My phone's almost dead, I think, though. Sadly.
I can play music.
I want to do it like over here, so that
Yeah,
way.
that's fine.
all
You
of
can
our
take my
mics pick
phone.
up.
Oh,
'cause
then I
you're gonna
can't read
use it.
Compassion. I
that's
lied
fine.
to you.
I'll use my iPen.
I'm a liar. They say they won't. Can you get a different song stuck in my head for the love of Christ?
I say this every time, and then I do, and then you're mad that I got the other song stuck in No.
Nah.
Hear the heart.
Listen, it's like when you're like, Vita, should I order sushi? And I say, yeah, you should treat yourself. And you go, but Vita, I gotta save money. So I go, okay, you should save money. You're like, but I really want sushi, and I.
Why do I
deserve
sound
sushi."
like Cartman? Like, why the fuck did it become South Park?
I only have two voices for people I.
That's just like a modified version of his dad's voice.
Yeah, it's like a higher pitch version of my dad's voice. Yeah, when I make fun of my dad, I go, oh, like that. Like,
I got a nat 20. I'm using that.
After 6 rolls. All those dice look almost the same color. I know we said it last week.
I
but
was gonna say we've been over this. So here's one set,
I really honestly didn't think that was like 3 sets.
and here's 2 sets.
Here's 2 sets, just
Oh wait,
piles
no,
them
no,
all
it's
together.
that one. It's that one. Here are the 2 sets.
Does one have like extra d6 in there or no?
No.
Oh, wait, I guess that one has 2 d6.
Oh yeah. Never mind. This is 3.
And that one is 3.
This is 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
I said this is 3, and you go,
Yeah.
that is 3.
Yeah. No, I said that.
That is 3. Okay.
Well, my hand was pointing over to it from where I'm sitting. But
Yeah, no. I bought one of these. Actually, I don't think I ever purchased any of these for myself. I think one was a gift. And then the other one I got from the subscription service we had.
gotcha.
And they just happened to look the fucking same. Minus these, like, orange or, like, gold flecks in them.
Yeah.
That's, like, the only difference.
okay.
Okay. What was that? What did you do?
Why?
What happened?
What?
No, what
You look like
happened?
you're about to fucking shit yourself. From
Whoa,
like,
what'd you just do?
that thing,
Flung a thing up
that
into the
little
air.
cardboard thing you gave me?
Oh. I gave you. I found it and I
You gave it
stuck
to
it in
me.
your dice tray.
Oh, that was over there because
It was a gift.
Anyway,
was
I
trying
did
to-
this. I did that, and it flew up
it
because
went like fucking 8 feet in the air.
you get scared.
Because you throw shit at me.
Also, whatever you're eating smells delicious. Wings.
Wing.
They're burning my
The only
tongue.
thing I throw at him is Nerf darts.
Why do you say that like that's an improvement?
It is, because they're soft. It's not like I'm throwing rocks at him.
Should I question if you do that?
We told the story before, but when I first started hanging out with Jesse, we went to KFC one time, and it was raining. So when I walked inside, I tripped. I fell on one knee, but because I caught myself from tripping, and I did jazz hands as like a joke to
Yes, I
like,
remember this.
to like save myself from the fall. Or
I wasn't
whatever.
there. I wanted to know. My remembering.
I
is
want you to
he's
know,
told me this story.
Jesse didn't know that I fell. Jesse
Yep.
just thought I was making a joke and doing jazz hands. And I told him, I was like, no, I like ate shit. I slipped on the floor and like I caught myself. So when I was walking up to Jesse's house, he put the light on because he has like a hose that's raveled on the ground. And I like kind of like stumbled over the hose a little bit because like when I stepped on one part lifted up and I like hit it. And he was like, I would have felt so bad if you ate shit. And I go, Jesse, I'm really good at catching myself, remember? And he goes, yeah, Jesse.
I don't know what my issue is, but for some reason, like, I know that the phrase is eat shit,
Yeah.
but I, for some reason, always say eat ass.
I almost ate ass. It's
somehow
Do you
worse.
say ate ass or just in your head you think
Oh
ate
no,
ass?
I've said that accidentally before. I was like, I almost ate ass, and someone's like, oh, whoa.
Almost said that
been-
around us, to
It's
be
been
fair.
pointed out to me multiple times at this
You
point.
almost eat ass.
Jesse, let me explain.
Just had a girlfriend one time, and she was like in bed, and she just bent over to like pick up some clothes, and I just tripped and
fell,
head
and I
first.
almost
ate
ate
ass. I
ass.
just ate ass.
It was an accidental eating of ass. Consensually accidental.
Cool. All right, let's start.
Do we have any announcements, Vita?
We have bananas.
We have announcements.
Yeah, we have incentives. You can see them in a panel below in the About section. You can do the command exclamation incentives. That'll bring it up as well. We don't have the bar on this screen. I'll have to copy and put it here, but we're at 4%. So, I think the first thing is Jesse slaps me in the face at like $75 or something like
I
that.
can't.
Okay,
do
I don't
that.
condone
It's
that.
not Jesse. It's you or Jesse. So
I can't do
you know,
that.
in slow mo. So
Oh, that means I have to do it, doesn't it?
we're gonna
Yeah.
we're gonna film it in slow mo and then post it. And
No, Leah actually hit me. We'll be filming it in slow mo.
No, I'll do it in slow mo. So when it's done in slow mo, it's even slower and it'll be funnier.
What's cool now is the iPhone like lets you do like 720p at like 480 frames or something like that. So like that'll be dope. That'd be super
Not on
slow.
my iPhone.
I think it does. Maybe not, but my iPhone does. So that's what matters. What else? I think that's pretty much it.
No, but the higher incentives though includes a group cosplay.
Oh yeah,
Photo shoot?
sorry. If I want to go through all the incentives, yeah. So Beta gets slapped at 150. Hold on, let me pull it up.
I want it understood that at no point were Jesse and I asked if we wanted to slap Beat across the face
Well,
for this.
it was Beta gets slapped, unless you want me to slap you guys across the face, which I
Nope.
don't think.
No
So
thanks.
I volunteered myself to get slapped, but someone's
Right,
got
but
to
you
slap
gotta,
me.
but then you volunteer, so it's gotta be Jesse, because I didn't volunteer for that.
Neither of you
volunteer either.
volunteered, but someone's gonna do it.
All right, Finn, you're up.
Peter slapped himself.
Beta gets I mean, I could, but no, one of you is gonna do it. Oh, we'll do a sketch featuring Leah and Jesse.
That I did
At-
consent to.
At 250,
didn't.
we'll do Lord of the Rings
you
inspired
did.
cosplay shoot. No, he didn't. I don't need.
We spoke to him about it.
Huh?
We spoke to him about it.
Nope. He goes, "What's this sketch?" I go, "I don't know." Right again. And then at 300, we'll do a Lord of the Rings inspired one shot for D&D. So yeah, those are the incentives.
What other announcements?
That's all I have.
We
really
have
have
the
anything.
recaps in session recaps. We also have started stuff in the role-playing channel. You can yell at Jess. No, I'm kidding. We have stuff going on in the role-play channel. We will do more in there going forward between characters, so you can see some fun side things between sessions. I promise the recaps will be more timely and not the day of going forward, because I forgot. So, but I put it on my reminders
I
now.
think the dev is also fine.
So now I won't forget.
It's fine. It's for anyone who hasn't watched the episode, and since
Yes.
they can't really watch the episode like 3 hours before the session, I think it makes sense anyway. I don't think it's like the worst thing. Because they can go watch the wonderful episode on YouTube.
Are we multi-streaming or no?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, got it.
At the moment, we are.
I think that is it on announcements then.
Yeah, I believe so. I don't really have anything else. Next week's Thanksgiving. as far as I know, we're still playing. I think we should be a little on
Wait,
time.
Saturday isn't Thanksgiving though.
Thursday's Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it's like Saturday's not.
I mean,
Okay,
this
it's the
week
week.
is
Yeah,
Thanksgiving.
yeah, that's fine.
Black Friday, then.
Yeah, that's fine.
Jesse will be a tiny bit late, so we might start a little bit late.
Unlike today.
Yeah, we'll start earlier than today.
I was actually here before her, so.
That is true. Jesse was here before Elise not, but then also they were both here for like an hour before we started, so it's really not their fault. So, it'll be way easier to start anyway because this is the way it's gonna be set up for the most part. I'm not gonna change too much. Like battle mat's gonna be where the battle mat is. Excuse me, because I can slide back and forth.
We need laser pointers.
Okay.
Just saying, because I can't.
No,
reach it.
we do. To be fair, like that
Add
is something
that
that you
to
have.
our Amazon wish list. If you'd like to send anything to Nerds Alive, you can either use the Amazon wish list or you can also send it to my PO box. Just put Nerds Alive on it, then I know.
Yeah, we don't
That's
actually
for
have
any
a
laser
wish list up
pointers.
at the moment.
Okay, so yeah, if you want
have
to
to
send
rework it,
anything
but-
to Nerds Alive, you can send it to my PO box. Make sure you put my name on it because sometimes they're weird about it, but then just put Nerds Alive under my name. Cool.
So you just put, like care of, like CO.
Yeah,
goes
yeah.
out, yeah.
But yeah, hopefully like this is the way things will be set up. I'm gonna try and add a way for the music to be incorporated into stream and also on a speaker, so that way we could hear it, because it's kind of quiet for you guys, that I kind of know. But yeah, and hopefully our mics are louder than they were last week without having echo or anything like that. What we did last week was you guys had them like separate, and that kind of worked. But Jesse, we watched the episode yesterday, and Jesse was like, I have my speakers set to like double the volume I normally have them set to, because it sounds good, but it's just quiet as fuck. So
Yeah.
Got it.
this week we should be a lot louder.
Jesse
without
also
adding
updated
echo and stuff like that.
our overlay, so you can
Yes.
see things better.
Our overlay is now updated. It's a little brighter. It pops a little bit more.
You know,
easier
I
to
actually the
read.
brighter was not intentional. That just kind of happened. So
And it looks good. It's updated with their levels, because they are now level 4. Did you update your level 4, Jess?
I'm so excited.
What did you do?
oh,
Did you not choose it?
I didn't. It's funny because I started doing it last time. I did it actually. I was doing it during the stream.
Yeah,
And I was
think
like, I don't know if I'm gonna want to do that. I'll sit on it.
That's why I
What did
did it
you wanna
right
do?
after stream.
I wasn't sure if I want to do a feat or ability score, but I think I'm just gonna do ability score.
well, what's your score for intelligence? Not your modifier, your score.
Before it gets. Sorry,
So it's a +3, but is it a 15?
17.
Sorry, that's right. So you can choose a feat that has a +1 to intelligence and does something else if you wanted to up
Yeah.
intelligence to be a +4. Or you could just split between if you have another stat, like con or something.
If while he's doing that, you want. we
Yeah,
could do
while
the
just
part
he's doing
we
that,
talked
we are
about.
going to, we will start with a little recap, and we'll do a tiny bit of like a little rewind, because the characters leveled up, and some of them have some stuff, and there was a few hours in between where the last episode ended, and like the end of the episode happened, where the characters could have done things, so we're going to go to that like kind of free period, and we'll roleplay some of the stuff. And we will, going forward, be posting stuff in the roleplay thing, and be better about discussing it beforehand with each other, so that way
Yeah, to be
we
fair,
can actually
we're all new to it, so it's gonna take a little adjustment and getting used to, but we will be utilizing it more because we've talked about it a little bit. It's the character role play.
section, yeah.
Yeah, for anyone curious, it's under Isle of the Gods. If you don't see that in the Discord, you need to make sure you have Nerds Alive roles selected in the roles
In
section.
the roles channel, yeah. Cool. So we'll pick up. I will just do a little recap. If you want to see like a full recap of last week, you can see that in the Discord in the session recap section. But last week was a huge information dump for the entire party. We started with the meeting with Torin by the fire, the secret meeting that took place a few hundred feet from the gate. You guys sat around a fire, and Torin discussed his need for secrecy and sort of acting oblivious when you walked into his shop. He explained the influence that the Stormworks holds, and he explained more about the situation that Baron had told you about, where they are gathering tons of magic item, things like wands, residuum, spellcasting focuses, things like that, ink and stuff for spells. He explained that a lot of the restaurants pay for protection, and a lot of them would never openly talk bad about the Stormworks. He talked a little bit about how people that have openly talked about them get taken, or their store burns down, or they will have to leave town, things like that. He also explained that they're looking for a lot of magic people. They are openly recruiting magically inclined people of both sorts, like the arcane magic and also the more innate spellcasting ability, like clerics and sorcerers. While he was in the meeting with you guys, he had 6 kind of come and join you. 6 being a friend of his who works in the mines, who lives in the town. Really big, like beefed up half-elf woman with a like quarter mask on. You're looking if we have her there. I can't remember if I have her upstairs or.
No, that's not her.
I thought 6 was in there.
Right? This isn't 6.
6 has the 2 scimitar, or the 2 rapiers.
No.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's 6.
Ooh,
It's hard to see.
your camera's better.
Yeah. That is 6.
Beautiful.
Throwback. Although, was that a campaign that was live? When we had 6 initially introduced? I don't remember.
Yes. Yeah.
You may remember from previous campaign.
Yep. This version of 6 is just missing the mask because that's not an option on the website. Unfortunately,
It's not?
no.
Oh.
Not that, but you can get like a 2-sided mask, but like not like a half of it. So I think we were gonna paint it on at one point. We just never did. But she does a lot of adventuring and stuff like that with her wife. She currently is just working and staying home because she's done a lot of it. Then he explained his plan, and he talked about the Stormworks are. He thinks they're trying to summon a greater demon, to potentially take over the town, and then start spreading and take over the entire Isle. He doesn't know. He just thinks that with all of the things that are being brought there, that is a potential that they might do. But they already control so much of the town anyway that he already wants to break them free. And he wants to use the opportunity of looking for magic, magically inclined people, and he wants you guys to sort of act as recruits as you're new in town, and God damn it, and would be really good candidates because they've sort of picked clean everyone that's already been here, and sort of just find out where they're keeping all the magic supplies, and he will rally the supporters that he does have, and Baron is working on gathering more magic users and other people to come and help storm the compound wherever they're being held, and he just needs you guys to find out as much information as you can, the most important bit being the location of the warehouse. So he told you guys to spend a day just looking at the lay of the land, finding out any information that you want, and just getting used to the town, and then meet back with him at the end of the day back at the fire to discuss an actual plan for being recruited into it. He let you know about a few of the secret entrances in and out of the city. He let you know, he taught you guys a little bit of Thieves' Cant and symbols to be able to navigate around the city, as he does have a very small a group of people who are loyal to getting rid of the Stormmerks, and so they communicate using these symbols. And Six told you what her address was in case you needed someone to talk to. It's too dangerous to talk to Torian, but as Six is just a minor, they wouldn't really bat an eye if someone was talking to. God damn it, Jesse.
What was the point?
Because I said minor.
Because
and
6 is
thinks-
just a minor, they wouldn't really bat an eye. Come on, you said it back to back like that.
Oh God.
It's a big old yikes.
You're a yikes.
Yeah, so you guys spent the day. Cole and Hexley went to the library and did some research on portals and summoning and things of that nature, and Compassion and Sovma. I wanted to say Sugma so bad. Sovma went and
You could just say saw.
thank you. Saw and Compassion went to went around the city and took note of the guard stanchions and turrets and stuff like that are around, to see like what are the most heavily fortified areas, things where they're the most guard traffic and things like that. And we do have a bit of time in between.
We also found all the entrances and exits.
Oh, and yeah, they also looked at the secret entrances and exits and found the markings where those are. And the episode ended with a firework going off, Compassion recognizing the firework as one of his father's that he would use for the kids in the different cities that he would meet and stuff like that. Compassion running to the area with the carts as the party followed, and as Compassion got there, everyone was slain and he was holding his father in his arms. Hexley tried to use a spell to heal, and it did nothing, and the wound was sort of like festering and black and it was spreading, and we ended with Compassion walking back to the city holding his father's body, bringing him inside, back up the path of the secret entrance that you guys used to leave. But we'll pick up there in a second. We're going to backtrack a little bit to before that happened. After the party met back up, they had a couple other things. They ate some lunch and stuff like that, and they had a few more hours before the firework went off. And Sovma had asked the party if anyone knew how to teach them how to use ritual spells, a little bit of arcane magic, and Cole does know, but it still requires someone to have a spell book, a ritual spell book, and Cole said that they could teach you as long as you had that. So you headed off to the library, as well as Hexley is going to join you because Hexley also wanted to look up a few things while they were there. So you head to the library.
Just so people know, it's a feat that I chose. I think it's ritual casting druid is the feat. But I wanted to ask you, so are we going to skip the part where I learn the ones that just come with it and just go to one that I'm trying to learn? We're going to do that part.
So technically the book that you buy is going to have those spells in them.
Okay.
Cole is going to teach you how to actually cast those spells.
Okay.
So
I'm going to the library to look for a book to learn the first two spells.
you're looking for a ritual spell book.
Yes. Okay.
What are the two spells you chose?
That's a really good question.
I can look at your character sheet too.
Hold on. Let me just... It's not giving me the thingy. Oh. It wants me to type, but I don't want to type.
I should really have your character sheets up anyway, so...
What's annoying is I can see my character, but because I'm also clicked into my Google Docs, it wants me to type, not click the thing that I want to type.
I'm pulling it up. Cole, Compassion, Sovma, and...
I know I got Detect Magic. I just don't remember the other thing.
Compassion, Sovma... Here we go, Sovma. Spells.
Yeah, actually, I just did it.
Your ritual casts are Speak with Animals and Detect Magic.
That's
Cool.
what it was.
So you head off to the library. You've actually not seen this library, so you and Hexley head off. Hexley kind of pointing the way as she sort of learned the directions and stuff like that. You walk up, and this is the first time you've seen this library, and it is like beautiful. As you walk in, the floors are like a solid blue color, and like relatively clear and look icy. You look out the windows, and connecting the windows are these icicles, almost like stalactites and stalagmites, but they're made of ice that are meeting in the middle. Everything is super well lit as there's still torches, but also the skylight coming down with the reflectors that are putting light in all of these areas inside the library, and 2 floors of just kind of wall-to-wall books and bookshelves and things like that. And these people walking around in these sort of dark, like navy blue robes, who are helping out different people at the library.
So I'm gonna go up to the nearest librarian that I see.
Sure. There's a like female half elf who is there, like relatively older. She's like has like her little spectacles on, like short black hair. She goes, yes, dearie, can I help you with something?
Hi, I was trying to find books on ritual casting.
Sure. Is there any specific class of magic you were looking for?
Druid, if possible.
Oh, okay. Follow me. And she heads around, like a little stand where they can help people rent out books and stuff like that, and also sell things. And she pulls out a druid spellbook and says, "So in here there are 2 spells, detect magic and speak with animals. 2 rituals already written down. Plenty of room for more if you need to write them down. That'll be 5 silver for this one.
Perfect.
You don't
yeah.
actually have to subtract. It's,
Okay.
It's part of your class, so
Got
you will just have that money. So you go ahead and purchase it. She's like, now be very careful. Casting spells as rituals can be very dangerous and sometimes not as easy as one might think. I would suggest getting a teacher of some sort to be able to tell you if you're not someone who already knows how to cast.
I have a friend who can help me, I think.
Oh, very
Thank you.
good. Yeah, you're very welcome. If you need any more help, let me know. You put your book in your bag, and you look around and you see Hexley is grabbing a few books.
So I put that in my inventory.
Yes, because it is a physical thing. So it works just like a wizard spellbook where...
So what do I list it as? Just spellbook?
Yeah, you should...
There
I think
is
there
here.
is an item,
Yep.
called spellbook. It works the same exact way as a wizard spellbook works.
It's just only druid spells are the ones I can
Yep.
copy down.
So if it gets destroyed, you can buy a new one for, I believe, 50 gold coins. You can have all the same spells that were in there before already copied down. The 50 gold coins is basically you recopying and getting all the stuff to copy them in there. I sent you the list already of the spells that you can get.
Yep.
So there's a couple more in there that I will add because there is an expanded spell list for druids. I don't necessarily know if there's so many ritual spells in that expanded list, but in case there are, then there's
brilliant.
options at least.
I at least wanted detect magic out of this and got detect magic, so...
Yep. Yeah, so you can ritually cast detect magic and speak with animals, just to freshen everyone up on how rituals work. It is the casting time plus 10 minutes when you cast something as a ritual. And with these spells, you cannot cast them using spell slots.
Right.
So they are specifically spells that you can just cast as rituals.
My question, again, though, is... They last, though, their normal length of time once cast.
Correct.
It's just the 10 minutes plus cast time.
The 10 minutes plus the cast. So yeah, so like detect magic, for instance, is one action.
Okay, 10
plus
minutes
10
is
minutes.
what it lasts.
So it'll be 10 minutes and 6 seconds to cast it, and then it will last for 10 minutes.
Okay, I see. It says duration. I see
Yeah,
now.
and then speak with animals, same thing as one action, so that'll be 10 minutes and 6 seconds to cast that, and that also lasts for 10 minutes. So it does take time. It's a great feat because you get a bunch of spells that you can cast as rituals. Yes, so you get your spell book. You see Hexley has picked up a couple of books on the overall history of a lot of the different places in the Isle of the Gods, and also some history on Fraughton, and has also picked up a book on I don't want to say like espionage, but of being able to pick out details other people wouldn't really see. And I don't really know like a word for that, unfortunately, but like a
Like reading body language or
thing, not necessarily body language, but just like being able to like things to look for that other people wouldn't look. Like, you know how like some people will
like observation?
yeah, actually that's a really great one. Like books on like observation, pretty much.
Observation for dummies.
Notice,
Basically.
to
Black
notice
book, yellow
details
text.
others would not, maybe.
Yeah. A book of observation is actually, I think, a great way to like
Book of perception.
well, I didn't want to say that, just anyway, so she finishes and goes and meets up with you, and she's like, "Well, I'm ready to go when you are."
Yeah, I'm all set. I think I'm gonna need Cole's help.
Yeah, I will probably have some time when you go back, so. You guys head back through the streets. It is pretty bustling because you spent your morning hours at the library. Didn't take you very long to do this stuff, so it's probably about 1 o'clock. So everyone's kind of heading back from lunch. People are still finishing up or heading to lunch, depending on their job. So the city is very crowded at the moment. And you head back, and Cole and Compassion are sitting in the bar as Cole was reading his spellbook.
Hey, Cole.
Yeah.
So I was reading up on ritual casting and specifically these 2 druid spells that I'm interested in learning. Would you be able to teach me how to ritually cast?
Yeah, sure, of course. Of course, why not stop? I'm not in that disguise. I'm talking with a British voice, but not disguise, but appearance. Yeah, sure, of course. So, what are the spells you're?
I want to learn detect magic and speak with animals. That's what this book has.
Oh, yeah, that's no problem.
So you go back to your room because that would probably be the best place to do it. Cole, you're not. You don't need to know these spells, so don't like be worried if you
Yeah,
need to know them or not.
I
like
asked
that.
before, yeah.
Savma already knows the spells. You are more teaching Savma how a ritual cast actually works. And the reason you know that is because as an arcane wizard, all of your spells come from your knowledge of magic and the actual finer, like, somatic components and actually, like, written words of how to cast spells. Whereas Fancy Pants Sorcerer over here has never had to do a day of work in their life and just magically was able to, like, cast shit. So they don't actually know how to do the like book reading and things like that of a wizard. So basically you just need to have any ritual spell, it doesn't matter. Even if you don't have any ritual spells that you've taken, like, you would still know how to do this. So you go back up to your room, and Cole is able to lay out an empty space on the floor and takes out a few different components for catching Jesus Christ, casting a ritual spell. Cole, do you use a spellcasting focus?
Yeah, that would be my book. My book is my spellcasting focus.
Oh yeah, dope. Do you have a spellcasting focus?
Great question. I don't remember.
I
don't think I
have
do.
your spell. I think you have to, right? You have to have something. I just don't remember what. You have
I have a staff, but it doesn't say that it's the focus. Does that matter?
It says staff arcane focus.
It does?
Yeah.
Oh, it says melee weapon for me.
You're on actions. If you go to equipment, it says arcane focus because the staff also works as a.
Yeah, I can find my equipment. Yep. Fuck you. Yes, it does say arcane focus. Yep, I see. My staff is my arcane focus.
Yep. You can always get another arcane focus, by the way. So.
No, I'm happy with my staff.
No. I just mean like in general, as you go forward, if you want extras, because if you lose an arcane focus, that is like losing your way to cast spells. because arcane focuses, they.
Mine's special made and is shaped like the moon, Vita.
Well, if someone breaks it in half,
I'm gonna kill them.
it is not useful. But you don't need to. I just more mean like if
Yeah.
you wanted to have extras, you can. You can still buy them because they are like. I actually don't even know how much they cost, but they're not super expensive. Anyway, so Cole, you take your book and are explaining what these symbols inside the book mean and the order of which like casting a spell works. You are taking a few components and laying them out, things that you guys would really have, like just like rocks or sand or something like that. And then you are doing the somatic and verbal components as you are showing how to focus using an arcane focus. In this case, you are just using your book. As you're mimicking, it takes you a few tries, so like about 30 minutes, but you're able to kind of nail down the symbols inside the book that they're asking you to do, as well as focusing your verbal and somatic components through your spellcasting focus, and you're able to activate the spells that you cast. And you now know how to ritually cast druid spells.
That's so cool, Cole.
It's quite fascinating once you get the hang of it.
I'm gonna get to speak with animals.
That's quite something.
We're gonna make so many friends.
You should try speaking to our horse.
Have we given it a name?
I thought we just called it a horse this entire
Oh,
time.
no. If we're gonna speak to them, we've got to name. Well, I guess I could ask them their name.
Yeah, I suppose that wouldn't be a bad start.
That's exciting.
Rather than just giving them a whole new one.
Can I run off to the stables? Is there time for that? It's okay if there's not.
No, you're pretty done with it. They'll all follow you. It'll make sense story-wise.
It'll make sense story. It'll make sense story.
Well, you guys got to be out towards the gate anyway, so it makes sense why you would see a firework.
We had one or two horses.
One.
Couldn't remember. Okay.
Yeah, because you're not in the cart or anything, you're just walking alongside, or
Oh, right. Yep.
galloping alongside. 'Cause
You
also
were the other
wouldn't
horse.
really- No. No, we've learned this.
How would your centaur sit?
Savma is like normal human size, just longer. Imagine if the ass just extended of a person, that's Savma. That's just it.
That
with
didn't
extra
help.
legs.
No, don't imagine that, please.
That's exactly what it
I
is.
don't want you to imagine
Think
that.
of it, it's a
Ass.
tiny horse.
Yeah.
Tiny horse.
Think if your ass
Don't
grew
imagine my
another
ass
set of legs.
sticking out, please.
An ass with another ass and legs. So anyway, you go there, you cast the
Speak with animals.
Speak with
ritual.
Animals ritual. So 10 minutes goes by.
Sorry, I'm typing.
Hello.
Hi.
Oh my goodness. What's your name?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know.
Oh my god.
People call me horse.
I turned to Cole and the rest of the group. Is it a male, female? Do we know gender or pronouns?
Oh, you look underneath. It's a male horse.
No.
He doesn't know his name.
Sometimes they call me the horse. I guess I'm the horse.
He's saying horse. Look what you've done, Cole. He thinks his name is Horse.
I mean, it's what people call me.
What if we give you a name?
I mean, yeah, names are cool.
What do you feel like?
A horse.
Quick, Hexley, what's a good name?
Shadow.
How about we call him Buck?
Do you like Shadow or Buck?
Well, I'm not a deer.
Okay.
Not really a buck.
Shadow. Shadow it is? How did Shadow suit you?
I guess that's what that is over there.
Oh. That is what that is. How have you liked traveling with us?
It's cool. I pull a cart,
You do.
get food.
You do get food. You do.
Food's pretty cool.
Food's really cool.
Yeah.
Are you not surprised that we're speaking to each other right now?
No, it's kind of odd. It's a little weird. But
Just a little weird.
I talked to other people that can speak horse, so.
Other people speak. Who? Anyone recently?
But the
Besides
stable
me.
master speaks horse.
Oh, really? That's
Yeah.
probably useful.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Do I have an accent when I speak horse?
What?
Do I sound like I'm trying to speak horse versus fluently speaking
I don't know
horse?
what it sounds like when you don't really speak horse. Like I don't.
Well, does it sound
understand
natural to you?
What does it sound like when I speak horse?
Well, you're the only horse I've spoken to.
But like when you're not could you understand me all the time?
Prior to this, no.
So what do I sound like?
A horse.
As what you sound like when you can't speak horse.
Wow. Well, this has been really eye-opening. Thanks, Shadow.
You're welcome.
I really hope like Sophma's red in the face right now.
Salva's really happy.
From this
like,
conversation.
Incredibly happy, beaming, absolutely beaming. This is the greatest moment thus far of Salva's life. And that's saying something since Savma got their magic abilities during a storm. So, by being born during a storm. This is the greatest moment of Salva's life. So I'm just beaming from ear to ear. We'll be back later. We have some work to get done, but I will talk to you again soon.
Okay, I'm gonna go eat hay.
Oh, enjoy.
Thanks.
That was amazing.
What was it?
So his name
Are you
is
outside the stable right now?
Yes.
So you walked out of the stable, and from the inside you go, "Horse master, where's my hay? Where's my hay?" And then you hear like some other like smaller voices like, "Yeah, we want hay. Like we want hay."
I like
I think they're gonna riot.
Yeah, that's how you hear, and it like dies down.
I love that.
How do you feel? Like a horse. Fuck.
And from that you were talking about that, and that's when the firework goes off.
'Kay.
Compassion runs off. You run off with him. His father dies. He picks up his father, takes him into the city, and you all saw him walk away. And we will leave up with you guys watching him walk back into the city. But you guys are sort of in the destruction that has happened. So you see a
Well, let me get into
yeah.
method actor.
You see sort of snowy ground where you can still sort of see some of the dirt. There's blood just everywhere around here, so it's just snow-covered blood, as some of it's also sort of melting away. You see the carriage is missing pieces of it. Excuse me. Like a wheel broken off. The horses are dead that were pulling the carriage, and you see a bunch of I don't say a bunch of. There's like 4 dead bodies of people just wearing merchant clothes, who were mostly probably caravan guards for Compassion's father and maybe like a helper, an assistant of some kind that was there as well. The cart is somewhat empty. It looks like whatever they were looking for, they sort of tore through the cart, as there's just kind of stuff thrown about. Yeah, that's where you guys are.
I want to try and see if I can see anybody who's still there, alive, good, bad, whatever.
Give me a perception check.
Dirty 20.
Huh?
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. So you look around and you see, you just see the bodies and things like that. Like, obviously there's signs of a battle, but you don't see any of these people are alive, and you don't really... Give me a... I will let you decide this. There is something that you might notice if you are someone who is because you lived in nature and stuff like that. It's someone if they knew sort of like tracking and things like that.
Like survival?
So survival is the way that you would track. However, you could just be around someone that knew tracking, or you could have been around people that did track. So if you ever went with anyone that would have done that, you would know this thing.
Yeah.
So I'll let you decide if it's something that you might have picked up when you were a kid or something like
Yeah,
that.
I think so. That makes sense to my
So
character.
you, oddly enough, don't notice any tracks. Like not even the trail from the cart as they were coming up here as well. But you also don't notice any tracks leading away besides the tracks that you guys just left coming here and the tracks that Compassion is making walking back. You don't see anything.
Is it snowing currently?
It's like lightly snowing, but you just heard the firework go off maybe 10 minutes ago. And it took you guys about 10 minutes from hearing firework to come out here. So obviously the blood and everything, that's all fresh. Give me an intelligence roll. We'll have everyone do this. Who's there right now? Yike.
What the fuck?
Straight intelligence?
We'll call it an insight roll.
Insight?
Oh, you
Yeah.
fool. Alright, that's fine.
Dirty 22.
22. You can do, if you want to do...
You say dirty 22?
I was just making I was just making it known that I didn't get a nat 20.
If you want to do intelligence, you can. Whatever's higher, insight or intelligence.
That's the same.
Oh, whichever is higher.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. I actually don't know.
I use as your insight.
I
I'm looking
think
at your
so, yeah.
character sheet and stuff.
21.
21, 22. You both can deduce from this that they tried to cover up tracks, and you can get that because they covered up the tracks of the cart coming. And obviously covered up however they arrived here, they covered up the tracks to that as well. So it's something active that they were trying to make it seem like it doesn't happen. You think that potentially the firework going off might have scared them away to finish killing, but not long enough to actually clean up and do that stuff.
This is really odd. There are no tracks. I didn't see any more beings alive.
Yeah, that is quite interesting. And like if I were to like, I don't know, skid my foot across the ground and like cast prestidigitation, would it make a track disappear?
That's interesting. Let me read prestidigitation real quick.
I also want to detect magic when he's done.
You can spend your time as he is doing that, casting the ritual.
Since it's ritual.
Yeah.
See you in a couple minutes.
So you lay out your spell book and you start casting Detect Magic. Creates a chance harmless effect. You instantly light or snuff at a candle. You instantly clean or soil an object. That's chill or warm. Make a color. Blah blah blah. No. So you can clean in the small area of your footprint if you wanted, and just create like clean dirt if you wanted to, but it doesn't necessarily like clean the snow in a way. It doesn't like cover the track. If you want to make an Arcana check, anyone that is proficient in Arcana, you may do
I
so.
don't know if I'm proficient. Let me look.
Even if you're
I
not,
am.
you can try and
I
make
am
it as
proficient.
well. Actually sucks today, Jesus.
Yeah, uh-huh.
Dirty
Wait, what's
20.
compassion on Arcana? Probably not great.
He's not here, so he can't do it.
Oh shit, you're right. He took his.
Wait,
I forgot.
compassion's not here?
Yeah, compassion took his dad. I'm an idiot.
Oh,
He's
right,
walking back
duh.
instead.
I got a 7, so.
20?
Oh, good.
You know of spells that can cover up tracks and make people untraceable in a way. Make their tracks untraceable. You know, it's often used by rangers, but also it's a relatively low-level spell that some people use to just cover their tracks when they want to not be tracked going into woods or things like that.
Interesting.
What?
At first I thought it was just your run of the mill spell, but because as I'm saying that, I I'll say the thing where I skid my foot and tried doing the prestidigitation. I was like, well, that's not it. But seems like it's something a little more in depth than just that. Unfortunately, I don't know the spell personally.
Yeah, it is called. I mean, you would probably know the name of it.
It's funny because I only played the ranger that one time, so.
I actually rangers use it, but I actually don't know if it's on the ranger spell. But I will tell
Misty Step?
I was thinking that, but I was like, no, that can't be it.
I had a thing where I could have learned Misty Step, and I thought it would have been funny if I just start doing what your character did in the one shot and just fucking Misty Step all the time. Be like, deuces. I'm out of here.
Can't get me. Remember we did that in the Stories of Marconia campaign? Like the dude Misty stepped out of the chair and tried going up the.
So good.
It's a chaotic spell.
But I didn't get anything with Detect Magic, or am I?
Sorry, rangers you get it. It's pass without a trace.
Oh yeah.
It makes you not leave.
Even carts as well.
That's a different spell.
Oh.
There's an item. You don't necessarily know about that though.
I see.
Did my Detect Magic get anything?
You just finished casting Detect Magic, and you get traces of magic from the cart, but you don't necessarily get a spell or anything like that. It is more like magical residue from magic items that might have been there. And then obviously just the magic items that you guys are carrying. You do get on the ground and stuff like that, you get traces of like magic, like arcane residue from spells being cast. That's something I homebrew in. You actually wouldn't know that, but it seems like a good way to
that
use this.
sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
Because you said the cart was looted, or they took what they needed to.
Mm-hmm.
Is there still like a firework that I can like take off and just stuff into my bag?
Yeah, you in there. There's if you go look at the cart, give me an investigation check. Before kind of searching the cart.
Not so good. 12.
You see that they kind of dug around and they sort of lifted the floor and stuff like that. They look like they were probably looking for like a more secure compartment on the cart. Everything else is pretty much there though. He had like sacks of food and stuff like that because Compassion mentioned that he was a food and like general goods trader. So most of the stuff he carried was like food and clothes and stuff like that. But yeah, you find a firework because you see that there was like on the back of the cart, which looks like a seat. The seat lifts up, and inside there were a bunch of fireworks and stuff like that. You see big and small fireworks. You see like little sparklers and things like that he sort of just kept there as like a treat for kids and stuff in towns he visited.
Is there a way to investigate? Like, I know, so the firework that probably was lit is exploded, but
Yeah.
is there a piece that would have been left behind? I can't say I've ever really worked with fireworks, so I
I
don't
think
fucking know.
it's just like a wick that burns, right? And then.
It's the way that burns and then shoots up. So like,
But the
like
thing that
stick-
lights it.
The thing that what he used to light it? You mean?
Is there any way for me to, if there is a thing like that, can I investigate to? I guess I wouldn't really. There's no like DNA thing. I'm trying to figure out like if I
Yeah,
can figure out who used it, but I guess there's not really an equivalent.
Gotcha.
That's fine.
We're
No,
going
there's
into,
not
like-
really. I mean, you see, like, near the ground where there's, like, a stick in the ground where he probably used it to set the firework down. There's, like, a match there, and he just used
Okay.
to
We're going to like Batman
I am.
crime scene investigations.
put on your goggles and you fucking... and this person's name pops up in the database.
Perfect. Thank you. That's what I needed. Wow. Okay. Let me. Sorry, I just want to go through my stuff really quick. What should we do? Should we head back to help Compassion, or do we need to look further?
Quite truthfully, I don't know where else to look. I see they do lift it up. They lift up a little bit of the floorboard there, and that's might what they have been looking for.
We might need to speak to Compassion anyway. Maybe he'll know what they took or what they were after.
Should we? It sounds stupid. Should we alert the guards and? No.
I think we
Think
should
they're under
alert
it.
6. Why don't we, Compassion's with his father in town. There's nothing more we can do currently for them. We should go to Six. Six is the location that they gave us.
Yeah.
And get the info to them, and maybe they can get it to Torin and Baron and whoever else can help us.
Who's to say by the time we leave that someone will come back and clean up the scene?
There's nothing we can do further, though. I think our best bet is still to try and get Six and Torin informed on the off chance anyone else gets targeted.
Yeah.
I don't trust the guardsmen enough to tell them.
No, you raise a good point. They could be under the payroll for all we know.
What do you think, Hexley?
You look at Hexley and ask her that, and Hexley sort of has like a 1,000-yard stare going on, just sort of looking at the direction that Compassion is walking, sort of not really paying attention, not reacting to what you said.
Hexley, why don't you go and find Compassion and we'll meet back up with you?
She like snaps out of it and she goes, you know, I've never not had magic work on someone.
There was something wrong with that wound, though, Hexley. It's not your fault. There was something about that wound.
That just seems... When my god told me that I would be helping people and healing people, I've always been able to do it, you know? And now I can't. It didn't work. It's the one thing I was put here to do, and I can do it.
But you tried, and it had nothing to do with your abilities, though, Hexley. It had nothing to do with you. We all saw whatever that was in that wound. It was black. It was expanding.
I don't doubt my abilities. I'm scared that that's what hope is there.
We have to hold on to hope. We will figure this out, Hexley. But right now, do you want to go be with Compassion?
Well, we should all follow him to see where he's going. So we should probably just
I
catch
thought
up
it
with
was
him.
most important for us to warn Six.
Well, he might be going to Six
That's true.
since he's carrying a body. And he can't really go to Torin.
So I'm gonna
so-
cast message to Compassion.
Compassion's probably a little out of reach of message, because he's been walking for 15, 20 minutes while
He's
you
more
guys
than
have been there.
120 feet away.
Well, every 6 seconds he can walk 30 feet. So yeah, he's
Rude.
you know,
All right.
He's probably back at the door for the
Okay.
most part.
Okay, so
where you
we'll
guys
start heading that way. Am I able to like keep trying to cast it to see if it works?
Yeah, you can. So you kind of like message one of those things where if you just look in the direction and think about who you're trying to cast it to, it can work. You could keep trying. So as you're heading towards the door, you do keep trying, but there's
It says it can be beyond. Oh, it can go through solid objects if you know that.
Yeah,
Got
so
it.
if you were in that room over there, as long as I know what direction
It
you're
doesn't
in
have to
inside
follow
that
a straight
room.
line. Can travel freely around corners.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, so you just have to know the direction of the person. So
Okay.
like if you were like behind that wall, I just have to cast it behind that wall.
Fuck.
I have no idea what that was. What
It was my keys, but I don't
Oh.
really know how they fell.
And
Okay.
that would work. So you just kind of throw the direction, but you are not getting an answer when you go. So even if it has reached him,
Okay.
you wouldn't know has not answered.
Okay.
All right. Where do we want to head first then? Is there a hospital-like place? I'm assuming there's a temple or something, right?
Hexley says, yeah, but I'm going to assume he went to 6 because he was already dead. And we know that everyone in this town pretty much is working for the
Okay.
for the people that did this. So I assume he's probably going to 6 for somewhere to stash the body.
Okay.
As you get up to the door, you notice that because the way I explain these doors, and I'll just re-explain again, is a lot of these doors aren't just like doors anyone can see. They are hidden by like sheds and warehouses and things like that. So as you get into these like small buildings, there's like little staging areas to then lead out with like false panels that you move to get through the door, like things like that. Little tiny trapdoors that lead underneath and out and stuff like that. So all these are different. So the door you guys took is a
Okay, I was gonna say because I want us to stealth back to the place we're going to.
Well, so as you get into that room, you see that Compassion is.
I just meant before even getting the building. I wanted to make sure no guards saw us like coming back.
You were miles away from the door.
Okay,
So
okay,
that's
okay.
why you guys took the secret entrance
Got
because
it.
you.
It takes you out far enough from the city.
Yeah. So basically, like if you're on the like they were on the pathway to the door. They were on like the main road to lead to the door. And then but they were like a mile or two away. So, you guys kind of full sprinted out to where they were. So you can't really even see the guards because they're a little bit uphill. There's some hills to like get to there. So you don't really even see the town very much besides some of the taller buildings in town. So none of the guards probably even saw what happened and stuff like that. It was far enough away from the town where like you figure most of the time when they attack people that are here, it's far enough away to where no one hears anything. So that's why it's as far. And your guys' pathway that leads back to the thing kind of leads out to around where that is, and it's sort of like a big circle around.
Oh,
the road.
okay. Okay.
So you're not like
We're not seen.
you can still stealth obviously because there's still creatures in the woods, and you don't know who else is around. So if you want to stealth, you may
I'd
stealth.
like to stealth.
Hexy has disadvantage.
6 for all stealthy.
What's in that one?
I had
No
a
way.
14.
18.
So as you guys are walking, you're like relatively stealthy, but every once in a while, like Savma steps on a
Savma.
like a
I
twig.
do not, Hexley.
I'm getting there.
Okay.
Jesus Christ. Savma steps on a twig or something, but every once in a while, like Hexley, like full on, like sneezes really loud and like starts coughing because of the cold.
All right, I
If you
guess
would let
we
me
should
finish my fucking sentence.
It's pretty insulting to say that about Sophma.
I think so.
It's pretty insulting to say that about Sophma.
As we get into the thing.
Anyway, as you get into the room, Compassion's waiting there, sort of just like holding his dad, and he says, "We have to get to Six's, but I can't just walk in there holding a body, so I think we'll have to find some way to move it there, or see if Six has something that can come and pick it up if we stash it here."
Unfortunately.
Sorry, I'm just looking at stuff.
As I'm going through my spell book, I'm just like,
Yeah, same.
unfortunately, I don't have anything.
I could get an animal to carry. That's as good as that's getting. We could get the cart.
Actually, goes, no, the cart's too big. You can't carry it in the city. That's why we had to.
No, I know. I just didn't know if we
Stash
could
it
like.
Why don't we go get Six, Compassion, and you wait here, and we'll bring Six here.
Okay.
And Compassion just kind of like nods, and he's sort of still out of it.
That bell chime kind of scared the shit out of me.
Horrifying, right?
Like I was
the
like,
music's been pausing because the Wi-Fi sucks on this side, so.
I was just like into my looking at my character sheet and go dong.
Is this the time we die?
You guys head to where Six's address is. It does take you like a tiny bit to get there, but it's still relatively close because you guys took a door that's like sort of like east, like southeast of the city, sort of like parallel to where the gate is, the front gate is, but like on the east side. So you're still kind of close to also that other gate, and Six's relatively close. So you guys travel for about 10 or 15 minutes and get to Six's house. And you knock on the door.
There's no
don't hear.
thieves' cant on the door.
There is no thieves' cant on the door. You knock on the door and you don't hear anything. But about like 2 or 3 minutes after you knock on the door, you see Six walking back in like covered in dirt and dust and grime from working in the mine and stuff like that in her miner's clothes. Hi guys, is everything okay?
No.
What happened?
Compassion's father. He was attacked outside the city. We have them in one of the passageways. We need help. He's
okay,
probably
yeah.
dead.
Take me. Six follows you guys back to the passageway. Six is being very like cautious and sort of like looking around, making sure that no one's like following you guys. Seemingly knowing like where guards are and stuff like that. You can tell Six probably very much studied this city and kind of knows all of the like ins and outs. Even like sometimes having you guys stop to just not be seen by guards and stuff like that. And you guys get to the passageway and you enter. Six sort of kneels down, like puts a hand on Compassion's shoulder and says, "Hey, do you mind if I take a look?" Compassion goes, "Yeah," and he like lays him down gently and like takes a step back. Six sort of just looks at the wounds and things like that. Doesn't really like move or need to touch anything or anything. She's really just like focused on the stomach wound, and she's like, "Yeah, I've never seen that before." Was he dead when you guys found him?
Wasn't he still speaking? Yeah, no, he was still speaking when we got to him.
She like kneels down, like checks for. I just want to see something real quick. Hexley, Six kneels down and tries to like check for a pulse and stuff like that. Hexley kneels down to like kind of try and help. Hexley then like takes a deep breath and starts to cast a spell, and she sort of like waves her hands over his body as you see like radiant, almost looks like rain, like radiant drops sort of start to go and spread through Compassion's dad's body, sorry. And you see like scrapes and scars sort of start to close. Even the wound on his stomach that was sort of black, it had stopped spreading in the time that you guys had seen him pass away and then got back to here. But you sort of see it like heal up a little bit and stuff like that. And he has like a little bit of a glow to him. Not like an alive glow, but like sort of like a radiant glow from the magic. Compassion sort of still just like staring at his dad's face, and Six like steps back because kind of like knew what Hexley did, and Six goes, "I'm really sorry, Compassion, about your dad." He's like, "I left him a year and a half ago, and I didn't." Yeah, I don't know. Hexley like stands up and gives a hug to Compassion, and says, I've made it so it'll take a lot longer for anything to happen to the body, so if, if you want to send it somewhere, maybe we can arrange for it to be delivered. Um, and Six says, turns to Compassion goes, if there's anywhere you need me to get him, we have a supply line that goes to some of the other cities, and I can get his body there really quick. We can ask Torn actually if maybe he can teleport his body somewhere. So we can do that tonight if you want.
I know this is a very sad moment,
Yeah.
but like, I just imagine teleporting a body and just out of nowhere, fucking body
And like not
apparates.
telling
Comes
the
out of
people,
nowhere.
it
Body
just shows up.
apparates and like,
Yeah.
boom.
Jesus Christ.
It's like, oh, did you say the basement? It's like, shit, I put it on the dinner table. Crash goes, yeah, we'll ask Torn.
Is that gonna last till nightfall?
What?
The spell. I'm looking at Hexa and I go, the spell.
Oh, so, yes, Hexley cast Gentle Repose on the body.
Dangerous.
Hello?
Got necromancers in the area.
It's actually not a necromancy spell.
No, but they
Oh, I
use
see,
it
sorry, I
to
see what
save
you're
the
saying.
body to then use for necromancy when they have their stuff.
Hexley goes, necromancer could do it with any body. It doesn't have to be a Gentle Repose body.
Compassion. Was your dad carrying anything of importance that you know of?
Crash goes, what do you mean?
The cart was torn apart, and it looked like well, I think
Like a floorboard
Cole
was.
looked one.
Yeah. It looked like there was a floorboard that was kind of torn up out of place, but wasn't really able to get much more out of it.
I mean, he trades in all kinds of things, so he could have picked it up from. He could have traded it for anything from someone.
Just-
When I traveled with him, no, the only magical thing was the fireworks.
Was it?
There's-
Was there any other reason why they could have been masking their tracks as they?
No, they wouldn't mask their tracks. You said it was in the floorboards?
That's what it looked like, at least. I mean, it was.
Was there any money left in the thing?
I don't know.
You do know there was no money left in the thing.
No, then no, there was no money.
The compartment under the floorboards was for important objects and money for the most part. He must have made a valuable trade and put it in there. But he didn't really dabble in a lot of magic things, so it must have been something that was going to be helpful to our family back home. That's my only guess. Or something that was just too valuable to pass up.
Did your father travel here frequently, or through here?
We traveled all around the Isle. That was his job. And I tagged along as a kid, but yeah, he hits all the major places. It's just a caravan line, so.
Compassions, Caporium.
Six, I'm worried that the attack seems similar to the one we witnessed earlier. The wounds looked similar to the wolves.
Well, I assume it's a little different just because
The wound.
Yeah.
But I wonder if it's more necromancy stuff again.
we can ask Torrin about things like that. We can check the library and see, but, chances are there's necromancy involved anyway, because if you guys ran into that, that's probably a theme, but...
If they're covering their tracks, do you think it's because they're close by? What would be the reason to otherwise?
Oh, they're definitely close by. I think it's 100% the Stormworks, and they're in the city, so...
Well, why cover their tracks if they're in the city?
Well, we have secret entrances, and so do they. So they're covering theirs. That's my only guess. But I probably have some places outside the cities, so they might be close by. But you know, the less information you give, the better. So they're probably just trying to, you know, not be followed.
Were there no guards with the cart? Like, of the people we saw dead, were any of those guards?
2 of them were guards, yeah.
How many people were there in total?
4 dead people, and then his dad, so 5. 2 dead horses.
And the other
But
two
he
were
was
just,
the only one with a black wound.
I don't think
Actually, we didn't investigate the others. We don't
You
know.
like to like a quick investigate if they were alive, but no one
Yeah.
was alive when you got there besides the dad. He
Yeah.
was the only one alive. Everyone else was dead.
Yeah, we kind of just made our investigation quick. And
Well, you guys did look. Like, a lot of them had wolf wounds and things
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that, too, so...
We looked, I just didn't look for a black wound.
Yeah.
I specifically was looking for any breathing beings, good, bad, or otherwise. What now?
You guys can, I would say, head back and clean up and get ready to meet Torin, and Compassion, if you leave the body here, I'll get it someone in the supply line, or we'll stash it at one of the warehouses until we know if Torin can teleport it. You're welcome to teleport with Torin if he can do that. So, Compassion like, takes a second and like kneels down and he checks his dad's like pockets and things like that for something, and he actually finds a blue crystal. And as you look closer at this crystal, it's like probably that big. It looks like a little jagged, like it looks like it was formed in some way, but there's not like perfectly round edges. Like it's not like a ruby or something like that that's like trimmed properly. And as you look inside of it, there's like swirling like light blue and white energy. If someone wants to give me an Arcana check.
Yep.
do you want?
Huh?
Do you want to roll for that?
I'm
or-
happy to.
Anyone can.
Proficient in it.
If
But
yeah.
See,
15.
When someone says anyone can, I always feel like it's like, not like more obligated to do so.
I think, at the end of the day, I think in all the things...
Think of it like you're there, right? So let's say like me, you, and Leah like come across like something in the middle of the road while we're walking somewhere, and we're all trying to figure out what it is. You would also try and figure out what it is, right? So it's more so just like if you're there, like you could totally be someone who's just like,
I'm
no,
not
I don't even-
interested.
yeah,
Yeah,
like, I don't
that
wanna
I
do
just
it
look
and
at it
stuff
as like,
that.
is it something that my character would show interest in?
Oh,
So like if we like came across like I don't know if we came across some gym equipment, I'd probably like check out. But you and Leah go to gyms and shit like that, so you might be like, oh, you know what? Is this like a piece from like this thing or whatever? And I would check out because I would just be like, I don't fucking know what this is. But if
Just,
it's something you
like
know
when
about,
you asked me if
would
I
know.
think that Sov would have known the tracking stuff.
Right.
Like, that makes sense for Sov. That maybe wouldn't have made sense for, like, Nicey. But
yeah, it's more so like if it's just like you're there and gonna like see and stuff like that. So
But
you could
don't
totally
feel like
choose
you
to
have
not
to.
Right,
Yeah.
you don't have to. It's more so just like if you were there. That's why I say anyone can, because anyone's there right now.
24 for that.
oh,
What'd you get?
fuck that. You got 24. I got 15.
You have heard stories because you were in a big city actually full of like intellectuals and
Sorry, did he pull this off his father? I didn't. That part.
Yeah.
yes,
his
he pulled
pocket.
it out of his dad's pocket. You were in a city full of intellectuals as well as like scientists and alchemists and just like scholars, you know? And you have heard and maybe even once or twice seen in practice memory shards. And they are bits of magical crystals that people can implant their memories into using a ritual spell to basically record onto it a memory of some kind, and then can then be shown again.
It's
and played
one
back.
memory.
Every crystal's different. So some crystals can hold lots, some can hold little. It just depends on how good the spellcaster is and how well made the memory crystal is. So like compassion kind of holds it and looks like a little relieved, and sort of says like, okay, you know,
Magnificent. Is that what I think it is?
yeah, it's a memory crystal.
That's his.
It's the family's.
Oh wow. That's
Traders have them, most of them. They're easy to trade with. A lot of people who know how to make them, they're actually really easy to make. Hard to learn how to make them, but once you know how, easy to make. And quite valuable, because
I
you can
mean,
put a price on memories.
I'm assuming that it's not a recent memory, though, not something that would have had to do with his attack.
I'd have to...
I didn't. Sorry,
Are you
I didn't.
asking as?
Yeah, I didn't know if it was something you knew already that he had.
We had all put memories on here, but he might have put something on here as he was traveling, so... Cool. So you guys can choose. Compassion just wants to go to the tavern, but that doesn't mean you guys have to. He just sort of like walks off and he's like, I'm just gonna walk and head back to the tavern and clear my head. Hold on, I can't remember what the name of it is.
Yes.
The Breaking Storm.
Yeah, it was like it's with a B.
He has back to Breaking Storm. Six like walks out with you guys and goes, I've lost a lot of people, so I know that it's tough. And obviously, obviously, having family die is even worse. But he seems like he's holding together well, so I would just keep an eye on him. I'll get a message to Torin to see if we can teleport the body, and
Is it worth showing you the Area 6?
no, chances are it'll be cleaned up soon anyway.
Wondered if we'd catch people cleaning it.
It's just us, so like, if you guys want to go back, we can, but
It's okay, we don't need to risk any of us.
I'm not looking to get a
Was just curious.
unhealable wound in me at the moment. If you guys want to go to the library and look up the wounds and things like that and see what could cause it, otherwise I would head back to the bar and, like 3 hours we'll be meeting Torin, so.
I think the library makes sense.
it's a good start. I just don't think we should leave compassion unattended. We don't.
I don't know if he wants space.
That's fair. Even watching from a distance or something, because I have seen him get a bit hot-headed before. So.
Barracks will take good care of him.
Who?
Barracks?
Beerix? Oh, is that the person? I wrote Beard Tricks, I think.
Yeah,
Bellatrix
B-E-R-I-X.
Lestrange.
I might have said barracks, but I think I meant to be barracks.
It's fine.
Barracks.
B-E-R-I-X.
Okay.
To backseat woman.
So maybe we'll go research a little more and then meet back.
Yeah, I'll see you guys at the fire.
See you then.
6 heads off.
I'm gonna shoot a message to Compassion. He's not far away now, is he?
He might just be like within range.
All right, I'm just gonna send a message saying, going to the library for quick research. See you at the fire.
Cool. You can visually see him, so you figure he just kind of like nods, keeps going. You guys head to the library. Oh, before you go, Six like heads off. She goes, You guys should be very discreet with your researching. Just because if you're going to join and you're researching them, they might reject you, so they might be keeping an eye on you. So just be cautious who you ask for information.
Okay.
And she walks off. You guys walk to the library. Similar thing, big library, full of books, with ice around it, and same library.
I want to try to look for a section that I think would make sense for these odd wounds to be in.
Yeah, you go to like a medical section.
But I also want to make sure no one's watching me.
Yeah, give me a perception check.
You give me a perception check.
Oh, I will.
Hexley will look out too.
Nat 20.
Wow.
Well,
No waste.
you don't notice
I
anyone
see
like.
everything.
you don't
I see a
notice-
spider coming down from the ceiling. Sorry.
Yeah, you don't see anyone following you or anything like that. You just notice that like it is relatively quiet because it's about dinner time. A little bit after dinner time, so the library is relatively empty. The amount of workers has went down drastically. There's a lot more lanterns lit around places, as well as lanterns that you can pick up to take with you different sections because the sunlight has gone down. But yeah, you start to... It's still relatively bright in here. Like, it's not, like, crazy dark or anything like that. There's enough torches, but you can bring a, like, lantern or candlelight closer with you to kind of just have more light in your reading space. Hexley heads off to a more magical section. You head off to a...
I create bonfire in the middle. No,
You head off to a more medical section that has to do with obviously wounds as well, and you find a few books. Yeah.
Can I head off to like a dark arts section and like
Yeah,
look for
Snape.
some kind of necromancy or
Yeah, you'd be with
Snape.
Hexley because Hexley's around
Snape.
that same area too.
Severus Snape?
I was thinking restricted section.
Yeah, there's really no restricted section in this library. There's just like a section on magic and things like that. As you get to like sections about like necromancy and like dunamancy and stuff like that, there's less stuff about the actual casting of spells and things like that, and there is way more information about like the history and like the uses of those things throughout history and stuff like that. In the medical section, you find a few things on like healing spells and things like that, a few things on how to use like healer's kits. You then come across one book that might have information more about mysteries of wounds that have not been healed before. And like ways that some clerics and other healers have tried to discern what might have caused them and things like that. As you're reading this book, Sadma, and just glancing through it, you find a few wounds that could be similar. There are some poisons that block magic from being used. There are certain like necrotic spells that also block healing magic from being used. And then you've heard about spells that sort of just block magic in a person and make it so those things don't work for a specific amount of time, including like the ability to cast magic and things like that. All of which seem similar because people who were wounded by any of those things had wounds that could not be healed by magic. Some of them could be healed by more traditional means of healing, such as just like regular, not magical medicine, and bandages and cleaning and things like that. But the actual magic was not working. On the necromancy side, you guys learn about similar things. Like you learn about spells and like weapons infused with like necrotic damage that have sometimes blocked wounds from being healed, as well as finding out about some spells that can completely negate magic from being used. Most of which that you guys learn are incredibly rare and not really taught in any school or anything like that. Most of which are spells that were either like homebrewed or just passed down from people, and not any spells that are really like written down and super available. So you learn how incredibly rare these sort of things are. And also you learn that they're super looked down upon by mage circles and groups of sorcerers and wizarding schools and things like that. So. And you all meet back up in the front of the library.
Found some helpful info, but
Yeah, nothing.
I don't know anything. I don't know if it's exact.
No, the information spreads quite thin, so I can't say as much help to my need. Something, but not
Yeah.
much.
By the time you guys finish, it's about 7 o'clock. So I assume you guys are going to head to the meeting. So you guys head to the Breaking Storm. You grab Compassion, who was just sitting at the bar talking to Beerix a little bit, and had a couple empty glasses of beverages in front of him. But he seems fine enough to walk and stuff like that. And you guys head to the meeting. Same door. You look around, no one's watching. You enter or exit through the east gate. You head off to that side path. As you hit a specific threshold, you then pass into a campfire where Torin is sitting with Six, already talking about something. As you guys walk up and sit down at the various logs and seating areas around there. So I heard what happened today. Sorry, Compassion. Compassion like nods, and Torin says, when we're done with this meeting, I would like to teleport to where your family is, if that's okay with you. And he goes, yeah, I really appreciate it. I would like to go with you. And he goes, okay, Six, put your father in one of the warehouses, so we'll head to the warehouse and then we'll head out right after that. In the meantime, we'll keep this meeting as short as possible. I was able to find out that one of the other alchemists is sort of the lookout for magical talent. And if you go in there asking for a job and or just asking about magical artifacts, things like spellbook paper or arcane focuses or anything like that, he will probably tag you guys to be approached, and then that's when you guys can sort of head in and sign on with the Stormworks.
Okay.
I'm feeling like we don't have a ton of time left. So Baron has been doing a really good job, and whenever we say the word, he's got a team already prepared to come and find out where it is, or storm it once we find out where it is. yeah. Any questions?
How soon are we thinking we do this? Tomorrow?
Tomorrow's when you're gonna go to the alchemist,
Okay.
and
Not to push, but Compassion, how long are you planning to be away?
I'll come back with.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't rush. If you have to stay longer, more for.
No,
Us
I'm gonna
planning.
kill all of them, so gotta be here for that.
Fair.
Compassion takes out the memory shard and asks Torin if he knows how to cast the spell, because Compassion says, I only know how to cast the spell to record memories into it. I don't know how to read them. Is that something we could do? And Torin says, yeah, I can teach you that. I can do it right here. And he goes, yeah. So Torin takes the crystal, he places it down, and again, this like sort of hollow blue crystal with this white swirling energy inside, and he starts to ritually cast a spell that he's also along the way teaching to Compassion. And as he finishes, the white like wisps of energy like come out of the crystal and form these shapes and faces of people. More specifically, the first one in there is Compassion and his sister from probably like 5 or 10 years ago. And it looks interesting because it seems like it's from the POV of someone watching them. And you start to hear them like talking back and forth, and Compassion's sister's like, "Daddy, do you have to go today?" And you hear like a voice sort of echoing from afar, like, yes, but I'll be back soon, don't worry about it. And then you see like younger Compassion be like, "And I'm gonna go with you today, right?" And he's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Are you excited?" And he's like, "I got my bags packed and everything." He's like, "Okay, well then come with me to the cart." And that sort of wisps away and like comes back into another as you see another POV of Compassion's sister, little brother, mom, and dad at a table, and it's just quiet and they just seem to be eating, when all of a sudden you see like a bowl like lift up and then like flip and splat down, and everyone sort of like looks around the table, and you can see like the little brother start laughing, and he's like, "Did you do that?" And he's like, "Yeah, look." And then he starts lifting up other things using magic, and they're all like laughing and excited and everything like that. And then it wisps again, and this one's interesting because there's no one else there, and it doesn't seem like the POV is from anywhere. You are just seeing a figure of Compassion's father. And it says, well, I recorded this just in case something happens, since traveling's been getting a little rougher. And I just want you all to know that these memories throughout all the nights have always kept me going. And I just want to say that I love all of you, and I've never been prouder. And I hope this gets back to you guys, so you guys can see the memories that kept me going, and hopefully they help you guys keep going too. And then the magic like wisps away and heads back into the crystal. And you see Compassion is sort of tearing up and sort of just like
Really tugging at my heartstrings here.
is like sort of like staring off at it, and he like sort of like whispers himself like, "I will make you proud, Dad." And he like picks up the crystal and puts it back in his pocket.
As he does that, I go, Compassion. I know it's not much, but I pull the firework out of my bag and go, this is all I was really able to scavenge off.
What kind of one did you take from it? Did you take like one of like the smaller like sparkler ones? Did you take a really big one? Like did you take like?
No.
I will say the really big ones were like really big, so I would say if it fit in your pocket, it would either be like.
Or my bag at least.
Or your bag, so I would say like it would either be one that was like this big, or there were like 2 or 3 that were like skinnier, almost like dynamite looking ones, but like obviously not dynamite.
I'll say like a medium-sized one.
Sure, you get that little one, and
Medium, get that little one.
hello.
You were like this big, whatever. He goes,
Yeah.
oh, about medium, and you go, okay, so you get this little one.
Well,
That's
like
why I
it's
was
like
laughing.
that big, yeah.
No, I know.
Not like the dynamite, one,
I
like
was
a
just
little bit
laughing.
bigger. And he takes it and he goes, thanks. And he puts it down like in the center and like takes out a match and he lights it. And as it starts to go, kind of like a fireworks we have today, you see like sparkles start to come out of it, and the sparkles form into different shapes. And as you start to really stare at it, these like gold sparkles come out and they start to like turn into a story. So you see like 2 people like dancing around, and then like another color will come out and it's like people who are like throwing a ball back and forth, and then like it comes out again, and you see people who are like skipping down a street.
Was
and
this
then-
the memories or is this the
Huh?
fire?
No,
I
these
see,
are
was this the
fire-
memories
these
of
are
the
fireworks.
fireworks?
And then the last one is like a sort of like white hot sparks come out and just show like a very like classic scene of like a knight in armor like standing over a dragon, you know, with his shield like victorious and stuff like that, and then the sparks die down.
Cute.
Yeah,
Did
everyone
you
likes
say
those.
I
cute?
did, yeah.
Oh, okay.
As like Amory kind of like Cole's kind of like tearing up as well as like.
He goes, yeah. He always liked those ones.
Special. I've never seen ones like that before.
They're special. He orders them from back home. Turing goes, you guys can head to sleep, and Compassion, if you want to head with me in 6, we'll go and we'll head back home. They head off. Torin, like, obviously, like, peeks out the door, and no one's there, so he walks out, and I assume you guys follow. And they head off in direction kind of towards Six House, but, like, not in the exact direction. So you figure that some of the warehouses are probably close to where both of them live. And you guys head to the Breaking Storm. And as you guys get in there, the meeting was relatively short, but it, like, everyone's finished eating and stuff like that. Like, it's really more of, like, dinner rush is done. The people who were, like, having a late dinner are kind of coming to a close. They're, like, cleaning off tables and stuff. Like, it's still open and whatnot, but it's just getting less and less busy as it's kind of later. So if you guys want, you can sit down and eat. You guys can head right to bed if you want.
I don't think Sovma's hungry.
No.
You guys head up to your rooms.
Room.
Okay, you guys head up to your room. Hexley heads up to her room.
Right. Sorry. Actually, I thought Hexley.
Do you guys have anything that you would like to do at night before you sleep?
I think I I would probably talk to Cole a bit.
Talk away.
This is getting scarier.
Yeah. You know, I thought it was kind of like just gonna be like a simple task of like intimidate the store mercs and tell them to back off, but
I didn't expect all this, and now that we've already had something hit close to home for all of us,
yeah.
especially compassion,
Yeah.
I'm scared. I'm scared about what's next.
Well, I think the sooner we can put an end to it, the safer everyone will feel.
Yeah.
And, I mean, not just us in the party, but the whole
The city.
city.
And I guess beyond, if it is as bad as we're guessing.
Yeah. Have no idea how far the
The
reach goes, yeah.
Depending on what they could potentially be summoning. I just don't want something to happen to any of us.
Me either.
I feel like we've all kind of become family in a weird way. And I'm afraid of what tomorrow's gonna bring.
Well, yeah, Cole doesn't know what to say, but just gives like a,
Sav will sit there then just like comfortably in silence then. Until like probably sitting on their bed until they like drift off.
Anything else?
Not for me.
I do want to, because I was in the process of learning Thieves' Cant last session. I put 2 hours in.
Oh, from Rook. Yes.
Right, both,
Yep.
I put 2 hours of 80 hours,
Yeah, you can do that. You have a few extra hours. You can probably add 4 hours tonight.
so 6 in total.
Mm-hmm. What do we say we needed for that? You learned things in
80
half
hours.
the amount of time, I think. So it was like...
Yeah, but I think we got to 80 hours in total. For learning a whole new language.
It was 8 hours for 10 days. That's right. So it was 80 hours. Yeah. Because you learn things in a week and a half, so we said 10 days, and then you can do it for 8 hours a day normally when you're learning things, so 80 hours in total. Cool. You guys head to sleep. You guys wake up. It's relatively warm today. There's really no snow falling. It's actually sort of wet outside because some of the snow is melting. Still like cold though, but kind of like here, like when it snows and then like 2 days later the sun's shining, and so like it's not like warm, but it's like not like fucking like brick cold and like howling winds. Like it's really not windy and the sun's shining, and so still need warmer clothes, but it's still relatively nice outside. You head downstairs and Hexley and Compassion are there, and Compassion's eating breakfast. Hexley is still sort of like staring off a bit, but drinking coffee, as there's a whole bunch of other people in the restaurant because it is breakfast time, and a lot of the workers and stuff like that are just eating their food, and it's loud. You know, like it's like that normal, like when you walk into a room and you just hear like noise because crowds are talking. It just kind of like sounds like that. So you guys head over to the table, and they're doing that.
You said, sorry, who was at the table again?
Compassion and Hexley.
Oh, both of them are there.
Yeah.
I go to sit down and I like first put my arm like on Compassion's shoulder and just like give it a squeeze, then I go and sit.
He like nods as he's like shoving sausage in his mouth.
Hey,
Morning.
good morning. Easy trip.
Yeah, it was fast.
If you need anything, Compassion,
I just need something to hit.
I'm sure you'll have that soon.
Sure hope so.
I'm nervous for today, guys.
Why?
I don't want to lose any of us.
sort of life I signed up for.
Sorry.
What?
I wasn't expecting that as a response, but alright.
Yeah, I understand. And I get that these things happen, just... I'm scared.
It's alright, I'll be in front of you the whole way.
That's just because I'm pretty weak, and if I was in front, I would just be bait.
Apparently Hexley's the lucky charm.
Speaking of bait, who's gonna be the one to approach the alchemist?
All of us.
All of us. Okay.
Yeah, we have to be accepted as a group, otherwise we'll be split. That doesn't forebode well for our plans.
We go down together.
Plus, they've been watching us as a group anyway, so chances
They'll
are.
know that we're all together.
But yeah, you guys want to eat and then we'll head there?
I'm not hungry.
You gotta get something in here
have to
before we
eat
go.
something. It's been a day and a half.
I ate yesterday, just not at night.
It's been a day. No, that's fair. It's been a day.
We're moving on to like 16 hours or something.
Or like I'll nibble on like something like toast or whatnot.
Cool. You nibble on toast. Cool. Do you guys head to the alchemist?
Begrudgingly.
You guys walk to Floating Wolf Potions,
Floating wolf potion.
which is actually relatively like in the center of town, relatively close to where you guys are. Not like on the east side, like where Torn Shop is, but like on the other side.
I already didn't fucking hear that. Floating wolf. Sorry. Okay, thank you.
Seems to be a wolf theme.
Hello?
Interesting.
Wolf
you mentioned
wolf
that.
bites.
Wolf bite? Oh, because
And
the
then we're
wolves
attacked by
attacked you guys.
wolves. Yeah, but you said there's wolf
He
bites on the dead.
sent them to us.
I mean, wolves are
Murder!
common in snowy areas.
Kill him.
I mean, kudos for picking up on a pattern. I didn't put
Bruh,
that on
I didn't
purpose.
sign up. I didn't sign up to be emotional in my D&D session today. Okay, so who do I have to stab?
The Stormworks.
Do you see a smirk as he fucking said that? The Stormworks.
You guys go in.
I want to like look around before entering. I
What are
want
you
to see
looking
if
for?
I see anyone like watching the area.
Oh yeah, give me a perception check. What?
Congratulations for picking up on a pattern I didn't necessarily put there.
Well, I'm
really
definitely
do
not gonna see shit, so that's fine.
It just-
Wow, it looks lovely.
Well, you look around and you don't see
Yeah,
anyone.
this is
fall.
soft, but
Just in the middle of. Okay.
Okay. I like before we enter. I squeeze Cole's arm.
Mhm.
Like I'm nervous. I'm scared. I'm properly scared.
Stop it.
I didn't squeeze it like to hurt you. I squeezed it in a like, ah.
There's a video that I sent Jesse, which was just like what every driver's ed class that everyone took, and it's basically like satire on like the driver's ed class is just like telling people to not use their turn signals and stuff like that. And so there's one where he's like, "What is this sign?" And it's obviously a stop sign. So he goes, "It's a stop sign." And he goes, "Why are you saying it like that?" He's like, "Saying it like what? It's a stop sign." He goes, "No, you're saying it weird. It's not a stop sign. It's a stop." Like playful,
playful,
you
like.
know? He's like, you're like, oh, stop. You know, you might
Yikes.
playfully stop a little, you know? You guys head in to the store. It's like way more, I don't want to say modern in a way. It's way more like sleek and like
a franchise.
like a Wendy's no, but like whereas Torrance shop looked sort of like rustic and had like wood shelves and like wood tables, and there were like, you know, like cloth drapes, things that are like very more so like homey and comforting. You go in here and it is like sheet metal, like black tables and like window like shutters that are just made of like black iron and like a few candles and like very dark tones like dark red and black and everything is just like super sleek, you know. Think of like an Apple store, but instead of white walls, like black. You know, like and you see a woman who walks up to you. She stands like very tall, like very sleek, very like pointy elf ears with like short blonde hair. She's wearing like small round like Harry Potter looking glasses. May I help you?
I'm not even like looking at her. Like looking down.
Well, suppose so. I was kind of pointed in this direction for some supplies. Do you by chance have any magical ink and paper? I could use some.
Spellcaster, are we?
I don't like to show it off, but what else could it be used for?
Yeah, I do happen to have some of the finer inks for spells. How much are you looking for?
How much does it usually run for?
Are you asking me as a DM or asking me?
Asking you as a DM.
So the ink and paper and things like that, it costs as much as it would cost you to normally cast, like, put a spell in. So you have a special thing where I think it's the same amount of money, but I think it takes less time, right, to copy spells in. So for a first level spell, it's 50 gold of, like, magic ink and paper.
Okay, I'll do the 50 because I don't have a large amount of money here, so...
You can ask for less than that if you
Oh, I
wanted to.
can.
Like, yeah, so, like, because you can have some, like, leftovers. You can be, like, 200 gold of, like, magic ink, and that way when you go to, like, cast, like, write a spell in, like, you could just subtract that from the amount of ink that you have and stuff like that. So you can, if you wanted to, get less than just that amount. It just wouldn't be a complete amount to copy a spell into your book or whatever.
'Cause right now I actually have 100 GP worth of magic ink.
Yeah, so you can get a small amount if you want to.
Is it magic ink and then what, magic paper?
Yeah, I think so.
It's like both. I mean, like, to be fair, you don't really need the magic paper because of your book, so we can
Right.
just say that it's mostly ink.
Okay, yeah, I'll do another like 50
I would
gold.
say, like, you would need magic paper if you're making a scroll or something like that, but for the most part, because both of you guys have books already.
So, yeah, I'll take like another 50 gold of magic ink then.
50? Okay. Yeah, I can very much do that for you. And she, like, goes under and grabs 2 little vials that are, are 50 gold worth of.
As she returns, can I, cause like I have a feat that can like, let me do. Detect thoughts.
Does that require you to cast it, though?
I was wondering.
I can cast without expending a spell slot.
But you are casting it, correct?
I guess.
So you cannot do that without
Discreetly.
being noticed, yeah. Let me just see.
She looks right at you like, the fuck?
Feet. Telepathic, is that it?
Telepathic intelligence.
Stomach. Who told me to have coffee this late? Jesus.
Your coffee. You can use the TikToks from that.
Yeah, you can cast the detect thought spell.
So that requires verbal, somatic, and there. So it is something that you cannot just, like, hide to cast.
All right. I do it. Okay.
There's some, like, if there's a spell that just requires a verbal component, that's easily hidden. Even verbal and material component can be, like, easily hidden.
Right.
Yeah, because you can, like, whisper words under your breath and stuff like that. Like, those are things that I would let you roll stealth checks for. Even verbal and material, because, like, having something to focus the energy, if it's still just verbal, is fine. But having to do hand motions and things like that, those are way harder to, like, hide, you know? I would say if you were, like...
Wait, is somatic the hand motion?
Somatic is, like, hand motions and stuff like that. I would say if someone else was talking and, like, distracting her, I would say you might be able to, like, make a sleight of hand roll and maybe a stealth roll to, like, cast something. But She is very much like looking at all of you since you were all sort of standing in the store.
Okay. Well, never mind.
He says this out loud.
Yeah,
As
she actually hands me the magic and go, okay, never mind.
so do you give her gold for the
Yeah.
stuff? And she goes, what about anybody else? And Compassion's like, well, unless you have any magic weapons, I don't really require any ink. And Hexley's like, yeah, I usually just use my holy symbol, so I really don't need any of that stuff.
Do you have any arcane focuses?
Was that in character? Oh, okay. I thought you were just doing that like. Okay.
So you're visibly, you're not trying to hide being nervous at all.
Yes.
So you're openly
I'm
just nervous.
not-
Okay.
Yep.
So she like looks at you and she goes, "What's making you nervous?
Long night.
Are you lying?"
I mean,
I guess it
technically
has
not.
been a long night.
It was a long night. Yeah, it's not a direct lie, but it is obviously a cover up of the lie.
It's a white lie.
Yeah. I don't know if you want me to roll deception.
I would say if you don't want her to, because I'm gonna have her roll,
Okay.
and she's gonna roll an insight check.
Okay,
And so if
yeah.
you don't want her to discern that you're nervous because you're trying to
Yes.
like swindle her.
Yes. Deception?
Yeah.
Oh, Lord help me. Don't fail me.
You just fucked it up.
16?
She looks at you and she goes, "Well, if you need a minute, you can head outside and compose yourself."
I head outside.
She looks at the rest of you and goes, "Well, if there's nothing else."
No, I guess that'll be all. Thank you. Pleasure doing business with you.
And you as well, if you need anything else, feel free to please come back. And if your friend pulls themselves together, they may come back again.
Sorry. Your name? I'll probably be visiting here quite frequently.
Nasana.
Nasana. Thank you, Nasana. And have a good day.
You too. Compassion does like a little like a little salute or whatever, and Hexley does like a little bit of like a bow, like a half bow, like a nod, and heads outside.
Is that better for you?
Resume. Fuck you.
It's Nassana.
Yeah, no, he fucking made it like 500 font so I could see it.
Just zoomed in.
No, I know.
That's what I like about OneNote.
I just zoomed out. It looks kind of cool when you zoom out too.
I can't.
Sorry.
Oh, look.
Oh, yeah, fair.
I
It's
didn't
not as
know, honestly.
crisp.
Well, that's also
You know
'cause
you can use OneNote on your iPad, right?
I don't want to.
Oh, okay.
You get the notebooks and.
I know. I used to use OneNote when I was in college. Maybe we'll switch.
You guys head outside. You see your companions rejoin you.
I like this my only notes for the session so far. There's no way you do all
That's
that.
session
Holy
4.
shit. Girl, you could type. Holy
I do type really fast.
Type.
honestly, that's more than I could write in an hour.
I'm sorry.
You spent half an hour formatting everything to look.
That's also true, but yours looks really nice.
Does it?
It does.
That looks
well,
nice.
okay, not
Not
this one. You fucking.
Yeah,
that's
because
not
you
the
wrote
most-
2 sentences.
Yeah.
I have 6 out of 80 hours Thieves Can't, and then Floating Wolf Pushin's Nasana owner.
For reference, everyone, he had what he just said. I have this for this session. Oh, it goes higher up even. Much higher. Okay. Anyway, that wasn't the point.
I just randomly looked at something that Jesse wrote in, or like in an Arsenal notebook, and it literally is the same thing. It's just like a super well formatted like.
His is so good.
Yeah, my notes dwindled.
I'm really sorry
Who are you saying that to?
to the group.
It's okay. It shouldn't
Do you
really
think-
seem to mind.
Okay.
Seems a bit stuck up.
You You don't think she knew?
No, I don't think she knew. So,
I was ready for him to be like, roll something. You're fucked. Roll initiative.
All right.
I clicked on that. I don't know where the notebook is. Okay. Gotta rename these.
Notebook 1, Notebook 2.
You just call it Isle of the Gods. Like,
I
It's
did
not even
change-
that. We didn't have the name yet.
The
so it's
fucking
literally
name
named.
of mine was Savma New Campaign, and I realized I kept not clicking on it because I kept thinking it was just my character, so I had to change it to Isle of the Gods, so I fucking know
I
that
have
it's the
3
campaign.
things that say new campaigns.
I had to change it.
yeah.
And now I have Isle of the Gods session recaps.
So I need to name it Isle of the Gods. This one's called Jesse and Leah because it was when we were just talking about what you guys wanted and stuff like
Jesse
that.
and Leah.
And I just started to add in the other stuff to
That
it.
sounds chaotic.
I think, what do I have? I have Beatus campaign.
Beta.
I got really quiet without the music.
It keeps like pausing and shit.
Swear your Wi-Fi, my guy. Crazy. I have no Wi-Fi issues right here.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what it is about this spot with iPads. It's awful. To be fair, it's this spot with laptops too, but it's a little better with my laptop today. Don't know why.
I'm getting interference from the plumbing overhead.
To be fair, it is like a copper pipe that runs that way. So, never know. But, you guys are standing there, and a few minutes after you guys are finishing up and just discussing what happened, you're approached by
Jesus, already?
I roll for, I don't know. A waste of a 17 though.
by 2 people who are wearing just like common clothes, like regular ass, like just like a tunic and some like regular like pants, shoes.
The way you said it is like, and the other one has no pants on.
No, they both have pants on. They're both wearing
One's
regular
wearing a
clothes.
tunic, the other has the pants.
They're both wearing tunics and pants.
They're trying so hard to look normal, they fucked up. Ow, my stomach. Oh.
Both human males walk up to you. One with like dark brown hair, the other with like longer black hair. The one with longer black hair is you guys are new in town, aren't you?
I look to Cole.
Why do you ask?
Well, we actually need some magic folks for a job, and we were wondering if you guys would be interested. It's a longer term role, and it is going to take some work to actually be accepted, but once you're accepted, we're talking tens of thousands of gold for the job.
And benefits?
You get healthcare and a 401k.
I fucking knew he was gonna say shit.
Opened in your name. With a
Healthcare?
6% match. It's a very high match rate. And the other guy goes, it is really high match. It's pretty crazy. My last job did 3%. It's pretty crazy.
Ow.
Do you actually ask benefits, though? So then you say benefits, and more realistically,
I hate you.
I was hoping that's canon, but
it's not.
damn it.
He says access to magic items as well as potions and magic supplies for spellcasting
Interesting.
if you're accepted.
If I'm accepted. Do
What happens if we're not accepted?
Then you go on your way.
is this something that requires an answer right away, or may I sit on it before? Just taking an offer by 2 random individuals who approach me on the street.
Oh my god. The balls on Cole. Jesus
You
fuck.
have an hour to answer.
There's the timer.
That's That's
Time-sensitive business.
that's a little better.
Uh,
I guess we can make.
we need money.
We
need
do.
money.
We do. Where can I find you? Or
We'll find you.
Fucking knew it. Go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself.
do they
Fuck you.
actually say that?
Take my staff and
Yeah.
I just go, like my eyes wide, and I go, oh, all right.
They found us this time. I'm sure they can do that again.
Sure.
Have you seen us around before?
Nope.
can I insight check that?
You certainly can try.
Fuck you.
It's a DC 18.
No, you're a DC 18. Where's my insight?
May I as well insight?
You have a +5. Huh?
May I as well insight?
Sure.
I saw fuck all. I believe him.
That didn't.
We landed perfectly on Brad.
I believe
Did
him
you see that?
wholeheartedly. No.
I threw it and it hit the screen.
Oh.
Much of it.
I believe you wholeheartedly. Wow, they're so truthful.
15.
No, it's 18.
You both look and they're super hard to read. They're just kind of keeping like a straight face.
I think we should do it. We should do it. We don't have any other jobs lined up.
I'd look at Companion Hexley and I go,
Companion. Poor companion.
I look at Frumpkin.
That was a funny clip. I can't believe I did that.
Everything's okay.
I look at Compassion Hexley and I go, are you guys okay with this proposition?
I'm fine with it. And Compassion goes, sure.
Okay, well, sign us up.
Head to the Thundering Mountain, and we'll be there in about half an hour. If you have any bags, take them with you, as we will have a place for you to stay for a night. So I guess if you're staying somewhere else, pick those up and meet us at the
Okay.
Thundering Mountain.
Thank you.
You're welcome. They head off.
That happened so fast.
A lot of weather themes going on here too as well. Thundering Mountain, the breaking storm.
Literally two things is storm.
I got my powers during a storm. I'm the chosen one!
Wild animals and storms. Two things that people see every day.
Disagree.
I don't see wild. Well, I don't see wild.
They
animals.
see wild animals every day.
Their scrying is
Hello.
something. They showed up immediately.
He goes, chances are she probably just messaged them to come here.
I didn't like her very much.
Yeah, High Elf's gonna be like that. Capash goes, that's a little racist.
I was gonna say, that's racist.
'Cause he's like, High Elves don't believe in a lot of the face stuff. Sorry.
I guess we'll go to the Thundering Mountain.
Yeah, let's pick up our bags
Should
and,
we tell Six and Torin first?
no,
Okay.
I don't think so. I
We're
don't
probably
think.
being watched at this
Well,
point.
we also don't have a way to really do that
Yeah,
safely.
we do.
Six is in the mines.
I have message.
It's a spell though.
In the mines.
They're looking for people that cast spells. They probably will be able to tell.
But they won't know what I'm casting. They can just tell I'm casting something.
Well, and don't you have to like be close to the person you're casting? And
120 feet. Close.
people can tell. They can't necessarily tell exactly what you're casting.
That's what I'm saying. They can tell I'm casting, but they
But
can't tell
people
what
that
I'm casting.
have those specific spells can
Fuck that.
tell. That means you guys can too. If you can perfectly see
Ridiculous.
someone, you can kind of be able to
Right.
tell somatic components and things like that.
Okay.
Because like, I'm not saying they do know how to do that, because it is sort of hard to do, but it's just a possibility, and
It's not worth the risk.
well, we're not allowed to talk to Torin outside of the meeting zone anyway, so it wouldn't really help. Also, if he's being scryed on from the inside, they'll see him message back to you, so. does make sense. And 6 is in the mines, and we can't really go in there to do that. Also, I think that would seem weird since they're probably actually following us now. So
I agree.
I'd say we just go get our bags and head to the Thundering Mountain.
I already have my bag. Did you guys leave stuff?
Yeah, I have to go leave. I'm not gonna carry all my clothes and stuff. That's crazy.
You don't wear a single pair of clothes?
Huh?
You don't wear a single pair of
We're not
clothes?
I'm
cartoon
wearing
characters.
a
Yeah, I wear different clothes.
loincloth. I barely have any clothes. I'm like naked.
Well,
You
you
have a
probably have some
loincloth?
stuff on, like, just because it's cold.
Yeah, no.
loincloth.
I have like some stuff on, but I'm not. But I travel light. Like
a
I don't know.
loincloth and a cloak.
All right, sorry.
So you guys head back, get your stuff, if you left any there, excuse me, and head to the Thundering Mountain, which you guys were in the first day, and it is full of people just eating and stuff like that. And as you guys wait there, these two people come and approach you in more like wizard-looking robes.
Same
But
people?
same faces, yeah.
So you found this.
Yes, I said I would find you.
I just thought it was a bit of a...
They also
Intimidation
told us
tactic,
to meet
then.
them here, so it probably was a
I-
little
that is
It
more,
is.
that's a good point.
more
I told you
narrowed
guys.
down.
Told you to meet us here, and
Saw?
Sorry.
follow us very closely. And they start to walk.
I'm tiptoeing on my hooves.
They start to walk towards towards the rich area. They get through the gate. You guys are allowed through. And they start to walk back. Now, you've never been back here before. You only saw things through whatever little pieces of the gate you could see. Behind it is a completely walled-in community. The pathways are made of, like, fine, like, pebbled stone and, like, very freshly, like, poured concrete and, like, lined with, like, nice stone bricks along these paths. There, you don't see any snow on the ground, whereas some of the other places in the city, you did notice that there was snow on the ground. The houses are made of, like, fine metals and way nicer woods, like redwood and metal accents and gilded, pieces of ornaments and stuff like that on them. These stores are also much nicer. They're way clearer and nicer, like, street signs that are pointing to different directions of things. And you even notice that the guards that are in this area are wearing even slightly just nicer armor.
Even than the
it's-
ones that were guarding it.
Even than the ones that were guarding it, yeah.
Do we happen to pass that store that we saw the name of on the
The
label?
cloak.
Madame Robes or something?
Madame's robes. No, you do not pass it in the direction that you are going. You are heading sort of like in a straight line. You take a few tiny curves, but you're passing mostly like residential housing and stuff like that, and maybe a restaurant or two. But you guys make your way to a relatively large, like school building, but think of like an elementary school building, Like, it's not multi-floored. It doesn't really look like it has, like, this huge space for tons of people. It is, like, meant for, maybe 100 people or 200 people, like, single floor and with a bunch of rooms. It looks relatively big. No signage on it. Being guarded by two people in similar-looking robes to the two people that you are with. They like whisper something to one of the door guards, and the two double doors open. And as you guys
We
go
don't
in,
hear what they say.
you can try and give me a perception check.
That's fine. I'm just curious.
But no, they like whisper it, like lean in very closely and whisper. And the doors open, and as you walk inside, it is warm compared to like the very cold outside. There are like red carpets with like dark colored walls, like sort of like dark green or black walls. Wall sconces with torches in them, as well as hanging chandeliers with like candles on them. The doors are like very nicely made, like wooden doors with like very like polished silver handles. Some rooms have glass in them, and as you're like looking around, you see some classrooms, like people who are sitting and learning, as well as you're following them down this hallway, you see like one of the doors is open, and you see people who are a little bit younger, like practicing magic, like teenagers. I wouldn't say like kids, but like teenagers. Some doors are closed. You then head to the end of the hallway where there is like a much bigger, like iron, reinforced door. Still looks very, very well made and very nice. And they open the door for you, and they just ask you guys to step inside. As they open it, it looks like a... Think of like a school gym, but like back then. So like the floor is like solid concrete. There's like wall sconces on these like stone walls. The ground's very, very smooth. And you see a couple like wooden like seats or like places to sit or put bags or things like that. As well as like a few other like gym-esque like instruments in a way. But not like weights or anything, you know, just like sticks if you were like doing like practicing sparring or, you know, things like that. And you see other people in there too, who are in like kind of normal street clothes. Well, you guys can head in. This is like almost an orientation. They'll go over if there's any trial that you guys need to go through.
So are these all new people potentially joining up with us?
These are all people who've been brought on. You look in, there's like 5 people in there besides you guys. Yes, these are all people who we potentially sign on. Hello?
I'm not ready to die, okay?
What do you
I
say?
just want that note. I'm not ready to die.
What'd you say? Jesse?
Don't worry about it.
Jesse?
What?
What'd you say, Jesse? What'd you
You said
say?
Squid Game.
You...
The worst.
Do you guys enter?
Yeah.
Also, thank goodness you're on my right side, because at first when you went to Lena, I was like, I'm deaf in that ear. And I was like, no, I'm not. I'm not deaf in that ear.
You guys enter, and as you guys enter, the door closes. Other people are kind of just talking to each other. And a few minutes go by, and someone steps out, black robes, a little bit older, like gray hair, some wrinkles on their face, probably a half-elf because they have like slightly pointy ears.
Welcome to the Salty Splatoon. How tough are you?
And he clears his throat and he goes, welcome. You've all been selected because you all contain some magical ability. We're going to split you off to the classes of magic that you all study, and from there, we'll give you all a task. If you pass your task, you're hired. And if you don't, you're free to go.
I don't like how he said that.
It's funny. I know.
You're free to go?
Never
Fuck
mind.
you. I should be free to go at any point. If I pass my task, I'm not free to go. I'm held at gunpoint. Jesus
That's
Christ.
also what they said in Squid Game as well, and they killed him.
Spoilers. I haven't seen
It's
it.
like the first episode.
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen any of it.
So let's split up. Divine magic over here. Arcane magic over here. I can't remember what sorcerer magic is called. It's sorcerer in like... Oh no.
Sorcery. I don't know.
It's like sorcerer and druids and stuff have it. Is there like a name for it? It's not divine.
Innate.
Thank you. It probably is actually that.
I can't remember. I'm guessing because I know that my abilities are innate, but I don't know if that's what's called.
Innate spellcasting over there.
What would I be exactly?
And then you're arcane because
Oh.
you learned by things. So like bards and wizards are arcane.
Help!
And I go anyone who's a fighter over here. So Compassion walks in, he's by himself.
I yet again am grabbing your arm like discreetly, but like this time hard. This time I'm like,
Oh.
I'm like
Hexley goes off to the divine section.
Stop, you're hurting me. Let me go.
sorry.
Hexley sort of takes out his great axe and like flips it and is like kind of like leaning on it.
Hexley takes
Bruh.
Compassion takes out his
Companion, it's fine.
companion, takes out his great axe, flips it and starts leaning on it.
Getting split up.
It'll be fine.
Okay.
You got this.
And you see, Hexley goes over and there's one other person who is there.
Can I ask an out of
Yes.
thing? You may not be able to answer it, and that's fine. Do we know of anyone who's been through the trials that is not in it? Like, have we ever been told about someone who's like, oh yeah, I tried and I failed at that?
Do you know anyone who failed? Mm-hmm. You have no idea about these trials at all. You've never heard of them
Great.
before until they
Good.
literally told you about them.
Fantastic.
Even Torn, if you remember, had told you that
We're gonna die.
he thought that they might tell you to do something that
Yeah.
you might not want to do, and he just urged you to do it because you get an. What are you typing?
He wrote Squid Game
my
and zoomed all the way in.
Um,
Oh god, we're gonna die, Cole. All right, I'm fine. Everything's fine.
cool.
It's fine.
In your group, there are 3 people. So it's you and 2 other people.
Okay.
In your
Is that
group,
what makes up 3?
there's one. There's one other person. In Hexley's group, there are 2 other people.
Oh, I really thought it was a lot more the way you're describing it.
So it's 5.
Yeah, it's like 5.
Oh, sorry.
2, 2, 1. Makes
Math.
sense. You see the gentleman walk up to Compassion, who's by himself, like sort of like quietly says something to him. Compassion just kind of like looks at you guys and like nods, in like approving, kind of smiles and like shakes his head, and then like walks off to the side and just stands there.
Oh, he's just been accepted because there's no one.
Yeah, there's no fighter.
Fucking hell. Bruh,
Thought
I'll
worse.
sign up for that. I'm a fighter.
You see that as my fault.
And they go, okay, we're going to split up the groups. So if the divine magic users would follow, not have a name for him. Sorry to pull back the curtain there.
Random name generator.
No, I have names written down in my OneNote for people. Some of them have come from random name
No,
generators.
just doing that live would be fucking hilarious.
I just don't know where I saved. Yikes.
Nice.
Here we go. If you guys would follow Sarkis, he will take you guys to your task. The arcane users, if you would follow Rodan to your task. And the innate spellcasters, your test will be in here with me. And everyone splits apart. Compassion's there, just kind of smiling, staring. We will start with the innate spellcasters. As everyone leaves the room, it is 3 of you.
I thought it was 2 of us.
Well, it's you and one. Oh, sorry, that's right. You and just one other person.
Before like actually splits off.
Yeah,
Because I do have that telepathic intelligence thing that I can.
they will see you cast a spell.
I don't telepathically speaking to. I can speak telepathically to someone.
Let me just look how
To any
it works
creature you
real
can see
quick.
within 60 feet of you, your telepathic utterances are in the language you know. and the creature understands you only if they know that language.
I'm looking. Renewed for no, hello. Wow, it doesn't like if I. Hello?
If you
Oh,
just
there we
write
go, I
Squid
see.
Game
I
and
see.
zoom in on it, it solves everything.
Alright, cool. You can do it.
So
I
as
see if you
I'm
have
looking
castle
at companion,
Yeah.
You fucking asshole.
as I'm looking at compassion, I just go. I see they accept you, you lucky. And then like as we're transitioning to the next room, it just
Yeah.
cuts off, you lucky.
Yeah. He's just like nodding and smiling.
You lucky son of a son of a gun.
Cool. We'll start with the innate spellcasters. You and one other person. He says, he says, well, there's not much in the way of testing an innate spellcaster's ability, but a magical duel. So,
Oh,
you will
what?
duel.
Just to prove ability, not severely injure.
Correct. In this room, you cannot actually, kill anyone.
Okay.
Well, unless you know how.
Okay.
All your spells are dampened, so anything you cast will only be a non-lethal strike. You're also in a house full of clerics anyway, so should anything happen, it's easy to get back. Standard duel. You'll start on opposite sides, and whoever falls first.
Okay.
You over here, and he points you to one end of the duel. And you are facing a, obviously, sorcerer. You are facing a wood elf sorcerer. He has, like, relatively pointed back ears, sort of like long blonde hair, in like normal clothes, seems like very like nimble, as wood elves most of the time are, and uses a wand as a spellcasting focus. So obviously he tells you guys to meet in the middle, shake hands. He's like, "My name's Jordan," and he goes to like shake your hand.
Savma.
And he bows and he starts walking back to his spot.
I trot to mine.
And roll initiative.
I don't want to. I'm stressy spaghetti. I have a +1 to initiative.
Oh, that's right, your one shot character took the-
9.
Well, you beat him, so.
Yikes.
So you go first.
It's okay, you rolled a shit roll now. Natural
I
20 is this next one.
will attempt to do Mind Sliver. That is a save.
Of
14 intelligence.
fail.
Okay. Target must see an intelligence saving throw or take 1d6 physical damage. 1 sec. 1d6 physical damage and subtract 1d4 from the next saving throw it makes before the end of your next turn. That one. Okay, got it. 5.
5?
Mm-hmm.
Coolio.
Oh, wait. Hold. Oh, yeah. That's correct. Okay. I thought I fucked up.
Yeah.
Okay.
They will cast Ray of Frost.
Shield. Oh, I know if it once it hits, I decide, right?
That's a nat 20.
Shield.
Didn't I
That
just say?
doesn't work. You don't need to cast that.
Didn't I just say?
Fuck.
Didn't I just say he got the shit roll? And I was like, his next roll is gonna be a nat 20.
Fuck you. You jinxed me.
Yike.
I have no health.
We got it on footage.
Yeah. What'd you do to me?
Yeah, okay, that's not bad. 9.
Okay. Hold on one second.
And your speed is reduced by 10 feet.
Whatever. Go fuck yourself.
So you cast like this purplish psychotic.
Psychic?
Psychic, thank you. Purple psychic energy as it like comes from your hands and wraps around their mind. As you see them like clutch back in pain, they like whip their hand around as it gets covered in ice and then shoot it at you as you recoil back and get hit by this blast.
Do they then do the save after the end of their turn or my turn? I don't remember.
The save is if you cast something that they need to save against.
No, Mind Sliver I thought stays on. It doesn't.
They haven't had to roll a save.
No, that was the initial one. So I'm saying, do they do a save again at the end? Because they have to. I thought they have to do a save after each turn. Maybe I am confusion.
Subtract 1d4 from the next saving throw they make before the end of your next
Oh, so
turn.
if it's I do it again. Got it. It makes it harder and harder each time for them to
Not
succeed
each time.
it.
No. They subtract a d4 from the next save.
No, I know. I meant if I were to do Mind Sliver again.
It's still just 1d4.
No. I understand. Hold on.
So the reason that think of it like when someone casts Guiding Bolt, and Guiding Bolt in it says, the next attack on this creature gets a big advantage.
Got it.
So basically, the next saving throw this creature makes
got it.
gets to subtract. So it's really great when you're in a party of people,
Yeah.
especially someone with like another wizard or cleric, because you cast Mind Sliver, right? And then Jesse can cast like Fireball at them, and they have to subtract a d4 from their roll.
Okay, I'm going to, for my turn, use... So apparently I can do this before or after casting a first level or higher spell, so I'm going to use Tempestuous Magic as my bonus action to fly up 10 feet in the air without provoking opportunity attacks or whatever. So I'm 10 feet up now. And I'm going to use Shatter.
Okay, so you go 10 feet in the air and you're going to cast Shatter on them. Got it.
That
Are
is
you
another
doing
save.
that to just get away from Shatter? Because you are far enough away where Shatter wouldn't affect
No, it
you.
wasn't to get away from
Okay.
Shatter. Honestly, it was just for flavor.
Because they're like 30 feet away from you.
Yeah, it was honestly, it was really for flavor. It wasn't
yeah.
for anything.
Wait, how high are you?
10 feet.
Does movement speed count as...
What?
Oh, wait, I was saying movement
No, it
speed is
doesn't
only
affect
reduced by...
the...
It is
there's-
minus 10.
That's to movement. That's flying and movement are two
so I
different...
can't do it at all.
Interesting.
But flying and movement are two separate things.
Well, flying, but it basically... Well,
But this thing isn't movement.
I'm
It
gonna
just auto puts me 10 feet.
just let me read exactly what it says, so that way I can... It allows you to fly up to 10 feet. Mm-hmm. So it doesn't just make you fly. It is technically movement. It's just a fly
So I
speed of
can't do
10
it.
in a sense.
I do think it would be hilarious if you tried to, but it'd be a little jump.
Am I hovering up above the ground now?
Yeah, I'm gonna... Well, I'd have to look it up, but I think it subtracts 10 feet from all movement, including that. But
Oh, okay.
at the time that was cast, you didn't have that movement. You're adding it there, so I'd
Yeah.
say you do have it. So you can
Okay.
if you want to fly
Okay.
10 feet in the air.
I am 10 feet in the air and I attempt to cast Shatter. It is a con save.
I did that. I got to roll, so it's minus 3, which is 8, and then Constitution. Nope, failed until they rolled a 10.
Alright, and now it's... Each creature in a 10-foot radius sphere center and point must make a con... Okay, creature takes 3d8 of thunder damage. Hold on. I super know where my d8s are, yes. Good, I found 1. Is this 2? No, that's not it. Alright, I found 1. I'm gonna
D8.
roll this multiple times. Oh, I got an 8 on that one. Love that. 8. Got another 8! These are loaded. 16.
They're done. You don't have to roll.
17.
So you jump 10 feet in the air and are floating as you create like a crack in reality, and this like thunderous wave gets released as they get hit 3 times and fly backwards and don't get back up. as you land back on the ground.
I run over to them.
You run over to them. They're unconscious.
Can I do a medicine check?
They are already stable.
Okay.
The guy sort of like claps and he's like, well done.
Thank you.
You can go head over by our companion over there.
They're gonna be okay?
Yes, like I said, everything in this room is non-lethal.
Okay. I mosey on over to Compassion.
You do that. And she goes, nice.
Thanks.
We'll cut over to Cole. You get led into like a study. It's a room with a couple tables on it.
Can you remind me who took Cole? Because for the recap, I'll
Remember the names of who
It was with an
took
R,
There was
right?
there was Sarkis and Rodin.
the- Yeah, Rodin took the
Sarkis? Right.
Sarkis took the Divine People.
Yeah.
And then Rodin took the
Arcane?
Arcane. So you get into a room, they tell you to pick a seat. And he's like, yes. So, as we know, the best way to test our arcane magic users is through tests of the mind. So, we have 3 tests lined up, and he goes and he hands out
No more questions.
and he hands out sheets of paper, and he's like, we are going to test your ability to memorize. So on the sheet is 10 words. So you're going to have to read the words. I will give you guys 60 seconds to memorize all 10 words, and you must read them back to me in the exact order. And whoever gets the most words correct will win.
I assume me typing this is fine, because...
I'm not going to make you, you're just going to roll.
Oh, okay.
So give me a, and he goes, go, and he flips over a little hourglass.
Give me a
Give me a 3 intelligence checks. You need to succeed 2. We'll make them DCs of 12.
Six.
Jesus Christ!
20. 19.
Cool. And one more 12 or higher.
You stress me.
Dirty 20.
Cool.
That first one, you caused anxiety.
Yeah.
Stop rolling 3. Stop it. You rolled 3
I
already.
did, yeah.
Stop rolling another.
Sorry, fun.
Time.
What if I actually failed that?
And he
be so mad.
goes, all right, let's go. And he goes to one of the people, and they go, and they're listing the words, and they get like 6, and then they start making up words because they can't get them. And you know this because you remember it. He goes to the next person.
Abracadabra, Crucio.
He goes to the next person, and the next person completely like obliterated, like he got like 2 words, and then like
He's
some of the words were out of
obliterated?
order.
Is he drunk?
No, he he obliterates the test.
Oh.
Wingardium Leviosa.
And then he gets to you, and you perfectly read out every word in exactly the correct order. And he goes, oh, very good. The next test.
I can't imagine if I failed that though. Be like, what?
Because you can leave?
Beat it. Like,
I'm so
you
mad.
literally ruined the fucking game.
You
Congratulations.
ruined the game!
We are going to test your ability to know and recall history. I'm going to ask 3 questions, and you are going to answer them. Whoever can answer the fastest, obviously, wins the test. Here we go. And he starts asking you history questions. I need 3 history checks from you. DC
Wait, me?
is 14.
Hello, who
sorry.
else?
No, the other arcane user
Sorry.
that's in your test.
History?
Yeah, 14.
That's a... I can't tell if that's a 6 or not. I think it's a 6.
Looks like a 6. Let's see what the 9 is. Oh, yikes.
I think the
Yeah,
9
it's
is
a
on
6.
Yeah, the 9's on the line, I think.
Yep.
And the 6
There's
is
no
on
Six,
lines
the
right there.
lines above it.
Wait,
It's
there's
not a
line
line,
on
it's the,
Oh,
the
the arrows?
triangle. Yeah. So I think that's a 6.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
so
the other's
6
a
would be
9, see what I'm
6 would be
saying?
on the circle side.
Oh, I guess it's the same as
So
it.
that-
I'm
that
a
was,
fucking
10?
dipshit.
Huh?
That was a 10.
Fail. Next.
Stop!
That was a natural one.
Fail. Next. I won't make it count as anything worse.
7.
So, he asks these questions, and the other two are sort of going back and forth as you're sort of just, like, staring blankly. You're like, I should have learned more history. Becoming a wizard. I took the fast track over
Am I
history.
gonna fail this?
Because I speed read everything.
And then he's like, oh, I'm surprised you didn't answer a single question. That's surprising, but there's still one more test. And he hands you all a scroll, and then he gives you a blank piece of magic paper and a small thing. Sorry, he hands you a scroll and asks you all to copy this spell into your spell book, and gives you a thing of ink, and a quill. You have your own quill, and
I have my own quill.
I know. That's why I
the
said,
other
oh.
people also pull out like their own book and quill and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So he just kind of lays it in case anyone forgot. Anyone forget their quill or don't.
Wow, they suck at their job.
But he lays it down and he goes, whoever can copy this spell into their book the fastest wins.
You ass.
What?
I would roll on that one's note.
You don't have a skill check. It is a very simple. We'll say it's like you can't really learn cantrips this way, but we'll just say it's like prestidigitation, which you already know. But he just wants you to copy it into your book. And you can obviously do that in 10 minutes. So, you are done remarkably faster than everybody else by about 50 minutes. And
Wow. You're waiting for that long?
Dude, I'm just in the other room, just not knowing what's happened.
no, not at all. To be fair, your duel probably like you had like prep for your duel and something. That's probably like 30 minutes.
I think they've killed him.
The dude's like, "Wow, you guys live around here?"
Come here often.
So, come here often?
But no, you actually don't wait that long because you finish way faster than everybody else.
Uh-huh.
And as soon as you're done after expansion, you're done,
As soon as I'm done, I
and you
hand
show
it in,
him.
and I
the
use my
book.
quill and I make the letters disappear.
Hello, in the book. What's wrong with you?
Do
Why
that
is
with my
this so
quill.
funny? We've reached the loopy fucking phase.
Yeah.
Jesus
Are
Christ.
you admitting that you cheated on this test because you have a magic quill? Is that what you're doing?
Maybe.
Did you say no, maybe? You
The quill's magic, but it doesn't help me with the writing.
It does help
Yes.
you with the writing.
It causes the speed of it.
I thought that
no,
was it the, oh, you're right,
I
sorry.
believe it's with your quill.
It is the quill.
The reason you can write so fast is your quill.
But why can he read so fast? Hello?
Use this spell's normal cast and read. What?
What?
Oh, you could do that once. Jesus Christ.
What?
He's got a spell in here. His book. When you cast a wizard spell as a ritual, you can use the spell's normal casting time. So, like, if he wanted to ritually cast Detect Magic, he could do that as just one action. And I thought he could do that unlimitedly, and I was going to be like, this is the most broken
OP.
class ever. But it says you can do it once, and then you
Yeah.
get it back when you finish it.
No, it's the
That's good
quill.
shit to me.
Scared the shit out of
Dude,
me.
I was like, who made this class?
Yeah, I like that he was scared shitless when he rolls nat 20s on every fucking thing. The fact that Sov isn't dead right now, the fact that somehow you didn't roll a nat 20, you're like, it broke the thing that dampened the spells and just murdered everyone in the area is shocking.
Yeah. Quill doesn't require ink, produces on it, blah blah. Blah. Spend time to copy. It takes 2 minutes per. Oh, so you actually copied it.
2 minutes? Oh my god. There's no way they're not gonna know.
Holy shit! No, that's not true. I always interpret that as not all wizards take that long to do the spells. I think it's the game's way of just saying that your character, like your wizard, does that. And more or less, other wizards in the world can also.
Right,
take as
but
long,
wouldn't they
especially
then
newer
think
wizards.
that?
No, they just think he's fucking gifted. Fucking
Oh, okay.
gifted ass fucking.
do
But
think-
also, here's the other thing too, is like, even if they might suspect it's a magic item, they don't care because they're gonna get to use this magic
Right,
item
right.
with you. So there's like, it's still something that's like part
Benefits
of you
them.
as a as a wizard. So,
Ew.
he is like, oh, remarkable. You can head back to that room, to the room at the end of the hall. Just step out, head down to the end of the hall. You're waiting. So, about when you finish your duel, like a little bit after that, because the other tests did take some time, as the other person's awakening from being unconscious. They're being escorted out of the room. And Cole comes back. Cole, you see your two companions on the opposite wall just kind of standing there. What?
You said companions, and I hate you.
You both are his
I
companions.
know, but compassion is the only companion.
Cool. You're back with them.
Good job.
Thanks.
Was it difficult?
Well, I might have messed up on one part.
It didn't matter though, right? That's why you're back.
I hope it doesn't. I hope it isn't.
Do we know what they do with the others?
I don't. They said they're free to go, but interpret that as you will.
I intend to. Where's Hexley?
Off in the distance, you just hear a sound of gunshots.
Think of the rabbits.
Hexley's not back.
No, give it a few more minutes, I'm sure.
Yeah, we don't know what their task was, so take some time. 30 hour. No, I'm kidding. About like 5 or 10 minutes later, like you see Hexley walk back in to your room.
Well, I wonder what Hexley
Walks
did.
to you guys. Huh?
I wonder what Hexley did now. Don't leave me in suspense.
Hey guys.
I'm assuming you're back because you succeeded at your tasks.
Yeah, I think so.
You think so?
Why are you and Cole not certain?
Well, they just said go to the room at the end of the hall. That's what I did. I think I did the best.
I'm just imagining.
The only person who should actually be uncertain is Compassion, because Compassion didn't do a task. The rest of you.
Guys are just like, the guy just said I was hired. Up to me. So.
I'm just imagining that Hexley's task is literally go through it into the hall.
Just say a prayer. that was the one.
Oh, my stomach
The
hurts
task is
so
just go
bad.
through it into the hall, and the other two people can't even follow that instruction.
Yeah, all the other people in the task are in that room they were supposed to go to. How?
As you guys are back talking, the gentleman walks back.
Back
up to you.
talking.
You guys are hello. You guys are talking. As you guys are talking,
So, like,
She's loopy.
he walks up to you guys and he goes, "Well, you all pass your tasks. You're all hired." And that's where we'll pick up next week.
What the fuck?
Go to the room at the end of the hall.
One I've literally got loopy, and two I have the worst stomach ache, and it's such a bad combo.
Jesus
Because
Christ.
every time I laugh, it hurts more.
I'm just imagining that.
Thank you all for watching. We'll be live
This is
obviously
fun.
next Saturday with the
Wow,
next episode.
obviously. So
I will be live on Monday. I think potentially with
That squeak was
games of
perfect.
streaming of some kind.
Damn it. The magnet.
And Lisa will be live on Tuesday on their channel. Where, are you playing Pokemon still? So with Pokemon.
Finishing up Pokemon. So probably gonna spend all week on Pokemon since I didn't expect to. So Breath of the Wild will be after that.
For me, it'll be a short week because on Thursday I most likely won't stream. Friday I probably will, but
That's a good point.
and Wednesday I might potentially not stream because I think I'll be making a cake for my dad on Wednesday. So, and getting some other Thanksgiving stuff ready. But I will see you on Tuesday. So. I hope you all have a fantastic weekend. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. If you're in another place where it's already Sunday, enjoy the rest of your Sunday. And we will see you all later.
Deuces, and I'll have a recap out